other world. Dude, he won like 5 in a row at one point.
If you take away Larson last year, Chase Elliott.
And if Harvick doesn't wreck him on purpose at Charlotte last year for payback for Bristol, Chase would have won that too.
Be undefeated or some shit?
Just about.
Every time Larson won a road course last year, Chase was second.
Yeah. And then Chase won twice on road courses last year. Larson won 3, Chase won 2. Chase was going to win the Daytona road course, but NASCAR threw a bogus caution for rain, and Chase got fucked on strategy, and Christopher Bell won. Good for Bell, but Chase got fucked over. And everybody pretty much, but all I hear on Reddit is how, oh, they fixed it for Chase. No, they fucked him at Daytona on the road course.
Hendrick doesn't get loving like that.
Kyle Busch is on his first meltdown of the day, and we're only 10 laps in. Don't worry, guys. If this was an Xfinity race, Kyle would be doing much better.
You know what makes me happy though that this is a long
48 shifts a lap. 48 shifts a lap.
Good Lord, 48 shifts? Fuck that. Fuck every bit of that.
You see why Dale Jr. never liked road racing? Bowman missed the corner, but he's fine. It's so easy to miss a corner here. You're not going to be able to run a perfect lap, although Chase Elliott pretty much did in qualifying.
And if he doesn't, then Larson probably could.
Larson and Reddick could. Larson and Reddick, on just a pure, raw talent level, might be the two best in NASCAR, but Reddick can't really show it because he's driving for RCR. Just like when Larson drove the 42, he really couldn't show his full potential. Get Larson the Hendrick car, he won 10 races last year, so... You realize how rare it is to have a double-digit win season? Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Larson are the only 3 to do it in the last, 20 years.
It is hard to do that in NASCAR.
Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Larson.
Well, I mean, you got to think, considering that's a third.
Oh, yeah, and Jeff Gordon did it twice. 96 and 98.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. This ain't the NBA.
Brock Beard made a video on YouTube talking about why was NASCAR so awesome in the 90s. And he goes, the number one reason, you were just hoping that goddamn Jeff Gordon wouldn't win again next week. You were just hoping and praying that Jeff Gordon would not win again.
And then his son, Jimmy Johnson, decided, you know what, I'm just going to give NASCAR a shot. Why not?
Remember how they cloned Snoke from Palpatine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's exactly what Hendrick did. Yep.
My apprentice. Oh, my me. I'm eating flaming hot Cool Ranch Doritos. I still can't see your comments because the fucking YouTube app won't come up. But I'm about to have it up again, I think. We lost power for like 30 seconds, and then everything had to reboot. How the hell's Corey already 6 laps? Something must be wrong with Corey's car they're not talking about. I know Corey sucks, but to go 6 laps down at Road America, steering issue. It says on the timeline. Corey LaJoy had steering trouble.
That's another one. That's another one I'm upset with. The new car, I really thought Corey would up it up a little bit.
He said he would.
And he went down.
Yeah.
Corey is.
He drives for a pretty shitty team, so I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
But he predicted last year they would contend for top 10s with the new car.
Well,
they was running okay last year.
He shows up.
They was running okay.
He gets top 10 at Daytona like every year, but you know, almost any team can do that under the right circumstances.
Pretty much.
Michael McDowell winning the 500 showed anybody can fucking.
To McDowell's credit, he's good on road courses and he's good at Daytona. And he almost won Talladega last year. He finished second at Talladega.
I feel like that when they won that Daytona 500, that really gave them the money to put in that team. I felt like that was the win.
He almost won Talladega right after that. So, I've talked a lot of shit about McDowell over the years because he's done a lot of boneheaded things. But
oh, look at Harvick running 27.
Good on a road course, good on a super speedway.
Oh, my only real thing about Michael McDowell is that he was like one of the first guys from, you know, Xfinity or whatever you want to call it, where it's like, you know, he was kind of dominating that or whatever. He was like a top guy
on road courses.
Like, when he was coming up, they're like, oh man, you got to watch this Michael McDowell, and he's just sucked.
He and Matt DiBenedetto were like the same class of driver. But I would actually take McDowell over DiBenedetto. Yeah. I never thought I'd say that, but I just did.
McDowell's younger.
You heard it, guys. Actually, I think they're about the same age.
Oh, wow. I thought McDowell would have been younger. Okay.
They were both wasting Joe Gibbs' Xfinity cars part-time for several years and not fucking doing anything. So,
sure.
What are you going to do? Coverage will resume shortly. We hope. As long as my power stays on.
And we're still frozen.
And we're back. Notice the power only flickered on this side of the house.
No, it turned it off the night.
You see that big cable that runs to the other room? My game consoles are all plugged to that, so when the power, it won't cut them off and corrupt them. Because for whatever reason, the power on this side of the house will flicker. That's why the TV went off. Because the TV, the lamp, and the cable, and my phone charger, whatever's plugged onto this side of the house. But I got tired of the power cutting out and fucking my shit up. So. You guys bored yet? It's the Chase Elliott show.
I mean, I'm loving it.
Now you got a decision to make. Stay out and win the stage, or pit early, give up the stage, and then get the lead back at the beginning of the next stage when everybody else pits after they try to get the points.
Where's the possibility of me finishing if I give up the?
If you give up the points, you're in a much better position to win the race. So I always say fuck stage points on a road course. Although Larson last year at Sonoma was so good.
There you go, Anthony. 6 wins, last 13 road courses.
Good
8 top
Lord.
2s.
By the way, we're like half a second faster than everybody else. So why
The Charlotte road course needs to be renamed Chase Elliott Speedway.
Yes, I like it.
Like he's way worse there than anywhere else.
The one where you can't get your fucking wreck and go in the back and just zoom into the field.
Yeah.
Zoom into
I think I remember seeing you posting something on Facebook about that. Deal. I think I do.
So
That sounds familiar.
last year at Sonoma, Kyle Larson became the first guy since stages became a thing to sweep the stages and still win the race on a road course. Because they pit him with restart 20th and zoom through the field. He tried to do it at Sonoma. He tried to do it at Sonoma a couple weeks ago. Didn't work out. What I would usually do, if you want to win a stage, win the first stage. But in the second stage, pit with like 3 to go. Don't worry about stage 2.
Yeah.
And Larson and Reddick just pitted. Larson, Reddick, McDowell, Chastain, Busher, and Custer are going to stay out at the end of the stage and be up front. Now, because Chase is the leader, Chase can wait another lap.
Yeah.
Because the rule is with 2 to go in the stage, you can't pit. But Chase is going to be on 3 to go and be way ahead. He can just come down pit road. These guys had to pit because they're so far behind Chase, they got to do it a lap early. Next time they pass pit road, Chase will already be on 2 to go, and then you'll get a penalty. I'm munching on some flaming hot Cool Ranch Doritos. Enjoy the ASMR.
Hey, that is a thing.
Logano is just eating these points up every week.
Sorry about the power outage. I can't control Mother Nature.
Well, she's pissed at us today.
Christopher Bell, 11.2. Bell gonna have a loose wheel.
When those fuckers get under 10 seconds, assume they're going to have a loose wheel.
Because when the 9 comes to pit, or excuse me, comes to start finish line, this time it would close pit road. I know Marty is thinking he's talked to Allen that this 9 was going to run out for the playoff point, and that's a great idea.
Solid 21-second stop for Ty Dillon.
And right now, what has happened is everybody else showed their cards. Now Allen Gustafson is standing here going, if we run this stage out...
See, Chase is racing for the points lead, the regular season points. So I would probably take the first stage and then second stage, forget about it.
So it's going to be very interesting, Marty, to see if the 9 go to an alternate strategy.
Although, I think he should pit. Chastain is second in points, and Chastain pitted, so just do what he did. If Chastain was going to get a leg up on you and gain points on you, I'd stay out and win the stage here. They're pitting, good call. Because Chastain pitted, they can pit.
Let's grab that playoff point, but right now, you're right. They would start way too far back if they did that.
All right, so here comes Chase. Now this opens the opportunity for Briscoe, Cindric, some of the other cars behind him. They're a little bit behind him because Chase has been absolutely flying on the racetrack. So we'll see what Briscoe and Cindric does as Chase Elliott.
Somebody on the playoff bubble is going to stay out and get points here.
Great decision. Let's see if they can have a nice, clean pit stop, a little bit backwards. Chase Briscoe, I think, stays on the racetrack.
I was surprised Harvick pitted. Harvick needs points.
Long pit road, Rick.
Yes, it is. Takes a long time to get in front of you, Marty.
And Rick, you had to think that was tempting for Allen Gustafson to grab that playoff point while it was there because they would have been guaranteed that with 2 laps to go in the stage. But Steve's right. When they
Nail it, boys.
They would have paid way too big of a penalty for that. Allen Gustafson, the one handing that tire over the wall on the left-hand side of your screen.
He had such a big lead, they could have a slow stop and still come out 3 seconds ahead. It's fine.
We talk about it, buzzwords. Well,
He was 7 seconds ahead.
That's that Thunder 2004. You're too fast, bud. We're gonna hold you up here.
you can have all the plans in the world, but this isn't just about you and your team. You have to pay attention to everyone.
See, he's still ahead of everybody that pitted with him.
Allen is an absolute veteran. He's the most tenured crew chief at Hendrick Motorsports.
Larson will be second.
His driver Chase Elliott. This is a great example of, I know you have a plan, but keep your eyes wide open on the racetrack. I think this call from the 9 is going to pay huge dividends. Now Briscoe, he was in a different situation.
Cody Ware, top 15 because he ain't pitted.
Briscoe could be more important than
I like it that way. He
staying
got
on the racetrack and trying,
playoff points.
trying to get a little track position. We'll see how it plays out as the race continues. Kim.
You see Alex Bowman there in that 3rd position. This is exactly the strategy they told me they were going to do before.
Denny Hamlin, too fast on pit road. Oh no, he drove through too many pit stalls. Open your eyes, Denny.
What they needed, they finished 16th there with what they felt like was a top 5 car. So that influenced their playbook here today.
I guarantee that Denny Hamlin drove through one too many pit boxes by that much. That's the kind of penalty where the guy goes, "No, I didn't," and NASCAR goes, "Yeah, you did," and they zoom it in and like 1/32 of your left front or your right front tires like grazing the outside of the line. Oh look, you touched the pit box.
Looks as though the 11 went through a 4.
Yeah, so in the Xfinity race yesterday, we had 5 penalties. Last year in this race, we had 4.
One pit stop for every finger Denny Hamlin locks up his ass. At least that's what the rumor says.
He's on the left side.
That's how many he drove through.
He is normally on the same side of the pit boxes because it's normally on the left. Now he can't see them. He doesn't even know where his right front is. The rule is you can't drive through more than 3 boxes. You don't even know you drove through the.
You go to Road America, where do you sit?
Why does Josh believe he thinks it's cool to
And
be
here,
between
this racetrack and also a Watkins Glen.
Because look at his last name. It's Balicki.
No, that's not cool.
If you go to Road America, where would you guys want to sit?
Has been about the 16
Uh,
and could one of the winners this year be eliminated from the playoffs? Well,
In the
guess who
good
are
year
two
blend.
bottom
Whew.
drivers in
These things
the
ain't that spicy, but you eat a bunch in a row. They kind of are.
So that's what you see here. You see the battle within the battle, trying to match each other. They don't want to report.
There's the playoff standing. Harvick's only 5 points above being out.
What's going on here? The 2 would have loved to have come down pit road with Chase Elliott did, but they can't afford for Chase Briscoe to gain a bunch of points on them today.
Not just regular points moving them up the grid, but they're in the playoffs in the lead.
Reddick is so much better than Austin Dillon, but they're always next to each other in points because Reddick has terrible luck. Austin Dillon just sucks.
25 to 30 points, that huge head start going into the playoffs. This is how important.
Of the guys not in, Eric Jones, Reddick, and Almirola could win. Could win a race. And Bubba's behind them because of shitty luck, and he could easily win Atlanta or Daytona.
When the playoffs come around here in about 8 more weeks.
Or, with a good pit stop, I don't know, Kansas, Charlotte, Nashville.
And the list goes on and on and on.
Not giving up on that idea just yet.
Playoff point up for grab.
Kurt Busch is one. What's Bubba's plan? Kurt Busch looks good.
Through the kink.
Whew.
Bubba just rakes the field every week. That's how he does. Blames it on his crew. His crew does no wrong.
1.7 seconds.
We got a team way too far back to make the playoffs for some reason, thinking they can get points here and do something. I think Chase Briscoe's team sabotaged his race here.
Briscoe's got to work on that a little bit when they come to pit road. Got that front.
But if they just flip it and don't take the stage 2 points, he'll be fine.
Send
it in on him.
You know why Cindric's doing points? Cindric said he's worried they might have 16 different winners. And yeah, he won Daytona, but as far as all the winners, he's pretty low in points. So if there's a tie with 16 winners and somebody is 17 winners or whatever, he might be the first one out. So he's trying to earn points.
He's right.
I don't think we'll get that many winners, but he said you got to think about the possibility.
Road America.
You do.
Austin Cindric, second in stage 1.
The only thing I hate about stages on road courses, the stage winner literally tells you nothing about the race because a fucking 15th place car usually stays out and takes it.
Logano next.
Although in this case we had 3 in the top 10 stay out.
Wave that down flag. Quit just holding it.
There's Logano.
Wave it like the dude on iRacing. You ever seen the flag man on iRacing?
No.
And as a joke, when NASCAR came back from COVID for the first race at Darlington, the flag man did the iRace. There's a green flag and the flag man was like,
Bubba's 7.
which really nobody in
Bubba got stage points.
situation right now has a
Not that it matters. Just pit crews put him in such a fucking hole, it literally doesn't matter.
Eric Jones, Justin Haley, and Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott still gets a point
Ends up
because he made it back to 10th.
very patriotic look there.
I'll be right back.
Fourth.
Gotta wash my hands because I'm disgusting now.
wash your hands.
That's that's a funny take. Instead of Daytona for 4th of July, we're getting a socialist European road race.
That's weird.
Tell you what Dollar General did do. After a 9-year break, I'm back to eating Hot Pockets again. It's been about a 9-year gap. Because I got sick of Hot Pockets. You ever just get sick of something?
Yeah.
I got the smell of the Hot Pockets made me like, don't want it. Then at work one day I saw them like 2 for $6 and I got some and I'm like, ooh, I'm in love again. Like returning to an abusive relationship with my digestive system. And I'm the abuser. Whew, and Doritos kicked my arse. Kicked me arse.
Wait. What did he say? Hang on.
Find that video of Jimmy the Juggernaut Johnson.
What did he say, Anthony?
Jeff Gordon is gay.
Okay.
Who's that dude with the fucked up teeth that everybody's talking about in the shit posting group? RJ.
He's in the shit posting. That's the funny part about it.
Chris, are you here? You know about RJ, of course.
They bullied the fuck out of this dude, and he's in that group, dude.
Okay.
Chase Elliott won last week, and to celebrate, he got in a bathtub and poured a can of Coca-Cola all over himself.
And Chase is not even, he has Pepsi sponsors.
Yeah, exactly.
Pour Mountain Dew on you, boy. Do the do. It's been raining nonstop heavily for about 25 minutes now. We're about to float away here soon.
Still frozen in time.
Yep.
Just like
So we're stuck on the NBC Sports app from now till eternity. And half my stream left when the power went out and didn't come back. Fuck you guys. I'm kidding. Bunch of you came back.
I'm going to keep my comments.
Good to see inbreeding still a thing in Wisconsin and not just the South.
Built for it.
I'm honest to myself.
And by download America's loved free-to-play slots app.
You know what I liked about it? That they had the
Racing
Bills crowd while they were showing
The
this.
jockey made an
Same-sex marriage? No. Abortions? No. Fucking your cousin? Yeah, sure, why not?
And we mentioned the 11 of Denny Hamlin to
Drew too many. He drew through too many.
All right, let's see.
Denny Hamlin, when he leaves
One.
the pit box, we're going to show NASCAR's
Two.
I
I told you. What did I tell you? They would be able to do it. Go, look, he kind of touched it. Why does the NFL use this technology? Because that technology, what NASCAR uses for pit road now, the NFL could put that fucking shit on the end zone and put a little chip in the ball and be like, hey, the ball touched the thing and the computer says it did. So, but there's something charming about how most of football is still trapped in the 1930s. There's something really is charming about it. But I love on TV, after 20 years of being a football fan, I can tell you when it's a first down or not, and when you see the ref get it wrong, it's like, fuck you, that's wrong. And we're usually right.
Most times you can hear the crowd.
Just
The crowd
about
will tell
to
you.
enter pit road, Steve. Yes, you're right. See right here. We talked a lot about wheels, loose wheels coming off. This is a socket. Do you see that orange line right
You ever
there?
want to feel what it's like to do cocaine but not do cocaine? Eat a whole bag of Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch Doritos and your nose will be pissing for days.
Those orange lines are to tell the changer that the wheel is tight, the socket is stopped.
Doritos are eroding my septum.
That's a visual. If those lines have stopped, they're no longer blurred. You see what it looks like?
Oh, you know what? You know what's going to happen right here? Bubba Wallace's pit crew is on pit road getting pumped up to see how can we put this motherfucker in dead last real quick.
You know what I'm doing?
For the changer to have
If
a lot
I'm
of
Bubba, I'm
confidence.
not
You got to pit. You have to pit. You're going to run out of gas.
Team though, they're gonna fuck him.
Fuel only. Nah, you need tires here.
But his team's gonna fuck him again.
Sonoma and Road America eat tires like worse than any other road course.
Bubba's team's gonna fuck him so hard.
They are. I mean, hell, at least they got stage points there.
I mean, he has a pretty sweet haircut.
Anthony wants to get blacked by Bubba. Elliott, Larson, Riddick, Chastain, and McDowell will be the top 5 after this caution. Look how far back Briscoe's going to be behind all these cars. That's what the stage points got you, guys.
13 cars didn't come before pit road was closed, and Briscoe backed us off this time.
Hey, Bubba gained a spot on pit road, but their shitty strategy is going to have him way back anyway. So, is the cable working? It's trying to work.
It's trying.
Okay, we're going to experiment and switch over to the cable and see how we do.
Experimentation.
Because I'm tired of watching on the fucking app.
Do we need to leave our clothes on?
Well, as soon as I say that, USA Network starts glitching again, but it's actually moving and running properly, so we're going to give it a go. Here we go, guys, into the great unknown. We're going to watch this race on my cable like we're supposed to. Free up the bandwidth for my stream instead of having to watch the NBC app. Hey, Anthony, do you have a bunch of friends that give you streaming services? Because I've literally collected every streaming service. I should list them all off. I got my friend Alice's Disney Plus and Hulu. I got Alice's Netflix. I got Kirsten's HBO Max. I got Nathaniel's Amazon. And I have Anna's friend's Paramount Plus. That's like $80 worth of free shit that I have. $80 a month, and I'm just sitting here watching for free. Like I said, I watched the Beavis and Butthead movie Friday, and it was fucking great.
Well, of course, it's Beavis and Butthead.
I'm honestly surprised at how good it was, because it's been a long time since they've done anything with Beavis and Butthead. The Clerks 3 trailer comes out Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited for Clerks 3.
That's interesting.
Randall's back. Lord have mercy, Priscilla Kelly. Oh my God. I know everybody's always like, Mandy Rose, Mandy. I'm like, I saw that this morning.
Does that upset you?
I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with people's stupidity. But seriously, WWE, and Mandy Rose is a fucking gorgeous woman. But don't look at Mandy Rose. Look at Mandy Rose and her two sidekicks. No, and I'm like, no, give me the sidekick with the orange hair. I will have some of that, please. You can have Mandy Rose. I will trade you 10 Mandy Roses for 1 Priscilla Kelly.
Absolutely.
With a side of Nikki Lyons, please.
You know, the Air Force has had a long history of supporting NASCAR, specifically the 43 car driven by Eric Jones. And this weekend, we are honored to have the U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff, General C.Q. Brown Jr., in attendance. He's the highest-ranking senior official in the Air Force, and Eric's 43 is sporting a U.S. Air Force.
Why aren't you talking about Jesse Awuji?
Celebrating the Air Force's 75th anniversary.
Yeah, Gigi, whatever her name on NXT, or is Smarks on the internet say their slave name, their WWE name, whatever her slave name is. Yeah.
Gigi Dolan.
Really, yeah. Great little town.
But I mean, if you want Gigi Dolan, that's fine. I'll take Nikita Lyons. I'll be happy with that.
I think there's enough to share, actually. On that deal, I think there's enough to share.
I think you're right about that. You're right.
Denny got another penalty. Fuck, he's already at the back. He did it again.
Yes. Are you blind?
He's already at the back anyway, so what's it matter? Denny, go wide when you get out of the pit box, motherfucker. There's enough on Nikki Lyons to feed a small country. So.
Yeah, there really is. That is correct.
That's the black guy in Anthony coming out there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Anthony's half black and he doesn't really act like it, but when it comes to a woman like that, he can't hide his black side. No way. No, he just looks like Russell Wilson as a cosplay.
Yeah, when I grow my hair out, yeah, that's one thing Cameron likes to say about that.
Of course, a little bit there in the braking zone.
But yeah, no, I'm black in the top.
And look, Chase Elliott's back out front. We're back to your regularly scheduled program.
If you look like EDP,
there would be a problem. There would be a serious problem.
It's okay to look like EDP, just don't be on the government watch list he's on.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, that was crazy when that
Elliott Larson. Look at Larson defending against Reddick there. Reddick, don't overdrive that corner. Woo, that's as close as you can get going into a corner like that and not touching somebody.
Man,
McDowell, very good. Makes the pass, moves up to 5th.
McDowell, honestly, I'm just going to say it. He just needs that little bit better equipment, and he can be right there with these guys. Because I know that 34 car is not what the Hendrick cars have. It's not even what RCR has with Reddick.
No.
But McDowell's making the most of it this year. The new car's really done that team a world of good.
Oh, Joey Hannon in the back of the
Look at Joey Hand running good. Joey Hand's top 10. He qualified top 10. He's back in the top 10.
That's weird to think about.
That's some shit.
He's about to get run off the carousel by Christopher Bell here if he's not careful. Yeah, that 15 car is probably one of the 3 worst cars out here. And this dude shows up and qualifies top 10, and now he's running top 10. Yeah.
I like the Raptor.
You can't do that. You hear, Junior? You can't do that.
I like the Raptor car, but God, it ain't really going nowhere. Come on, Byron.
Watch the field snake through here. You know, you keep looking. Where is Chase Briscoe?
I saw that dirt fly, but I was like, oh God, who killed himself?
Who opened the portal to Tatooine out of Canada Corner there? I watched episode 1 the other day. You know, it's not as bad as people say, but I also see why people don't fucking like it, because it's just kind of weird. And then when it ends, it just like abruptly ends. Like, that's the end of the movie. Dude holds the thing over his head. It's like, that's it. But they really do get better. Episode 2 is better than 3 is fucking incredible. I've got a couple days off. I might watch episode 2.
That's what I've always said about the whatever you want to call them, the prequels, sequels,
Yeah.
whatever.
Kurt Busch trying to take advantage of both those guys.
Harvick is
Yeah, talking to your point about Chase Briscoe as this battle continues with Harvick.
He's gonna be.
Dude, it's hard racing for 18th when you're washed up. Kevin Harvick's got to get all he can get here.
But at least his car looks cool.
Look at that rolling roadblock in the 4 right now. Look at the Talladega pack behind Kevin Harvick right now. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 behind Kevin Harvick because he's slow.
Looked up at that white number 2 car. Have Kurt Busch behind him, dust flying.
Yeah, because Harvick's running off.
Harvick is all up in the way.
Kurt Busch earlier this week.
Brad 12.
Brad 12.
Brad's
But he's still behind Joey Hand, so is that really good?
Kurt Busch driving a little old school as well. He's in
I mean, Brad never does this well.
You see Harvick just completely blow that corner and smoke the tires there? You see that?
Good Lord.
Harvick looks like it's handling good.
Still got the fight in him. Still a lot of talent.
I like how Harvick's washed up, but Kurt Busch isn't.
Yeah, it's weird because Kurt's older.
Kurt, like a year older, I think.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Kurt shows you that shit running the family.
They've been in Cup the same amount of time.
That is.
Actually, I think Kurt made some starts in 2000. Harvick's first full year was 01 because Earnhardt died. He was supposed to be part-time that year, but then Earnhardt died. So Kurt and Harvick have been around just as long, and I feel like Kurt is like a dark horse Final Four, maybe a championship contender, maybe, and Harvick's like not even close. Yeah. Yeah. If Ryan Newman can make it when he did, somebody like Briscoe, Almirola almost made it a couple years ago.
He's in and out. When he's good, he's really good.
And it looks like there's been some
That's just Stuart Haas in a nutshell. When they're good, they're really good, but when they're bad, it's like, what the hell is wrong with this team? Yeah, Custer's been top 10 all day. He's 7th right now. Good in an Xfinity car. Get Custer in an Xfinity car. He's hard to beat.
I don't even think there's one race this year.
Steve, is it surprising that we have AJ Allmendinger 26th, Denny Hamlin 30th, Kyle Busch back
Right
here.
now it says
Moved
I'm
up
not
a spot, so Hamlin 29th, Kyle Busch 30th.
Yeah, because there's no guarantee that he's going to make
I like that the Fords in the top 10 are ones that usually don't run that well.
Yeah, that's strange.
I mean, McDowell's starting to become normally a top 10 guy, but
This is
all
looking a
have
lot
executed
like
so far in this first stage. Now, I'm not blaming it all on drivers. Some pick group, but as a group.
with McDowell, Busher, literally that was the top 6 at Sonoma. Chase had a bad pit stop and a penalty. Larson lost wheel, had a penalty. Reddick, bad pit stop. Chastain spun out, and then you were left with McDowell and Busher. So this is literally like a repeat of Sonoma right now. Yeah, and Suarez, who ended up winning Sonoma, is in the top 10 as well. I tell you one thing that's not like Sonoma is Truex and Bell being top 10 because the Gibbs cars ran like 25th or worse at Sonoma. Like, just, it was horrible. And nobody saw that coming.
Hold your breath. You don't know when the yellow's going to be, how much you want to
I'm more impressed with his brother being 16th.
For all of the crew chiefs, you get to that final stage, Marty.
Kurt Busch is, he was born in 78. He's an old-ass motherfucker.
Well for them as they flip the stage. And you think about the last 5 races for Tyler Reddick. You go back to the Bristol.
So, I know Anthony doesn't know Formula One, so people are going to think this sounds dumb when I say this. So there's a Formula One driver, Lewis Hamilton. He's widely considered one of the best race car drivers in the world. And a couple years ago at Charlotte, it rained early on the road course, and everybody was driving slow, but not Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon went from like fucking 26 to like the top 3 and he was just hauling ass. And Brett Griffin gets on Boyer's radio and goes, damn, the rain has Ty Dillon out here looking like Lewis Hamilton. I was like, yeah, he's kicking ass. And then it says the track dried out and everybody was equal again. He just fucking went back, and Chase ended up winning. But yeah, early in the race on a wet racetrack at Charlotte, Ty Dillon looked pretty good. He was just driving harder than everybody else.
Either that or apparently he likes driving on water. I don't know.
Some guys are really good in the rain, like Allmendinger. Are we really surprised, though? Because AJ's just good on road course. But in the rain, I'm like, damn, AJ might kick some ass today.
Who was it?
Andy Lally.
Yeah, Andy Lally.
Andy Lally's really good in the rain. Yeah.
When it started raining, he was zooming.
Justin Marks, good in the rain. I think Parker Kligerman would be good in the rain. We've not seen him in the rain in a competitive car, but Parker Kligerman's like a sports car racer. So those guys who have that kind of background, they're like road racers, street racers, they can handle rain and racing at slow speed. These fucking cup boomers like Harvick, like I understand the frustration. Harvick got mad at Coda last year because he got wrecked in the rain. It was like, we shouldn't be in the rain, period. It's stupid. I'm like, well,
yeah.
To a point, you're right, but you can race on a wet racetrack on a road course, just not in rain like we had here.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's raining on a road course, yeah, you can fucking race. You just have to learn how to do it. You obviously can't drive as hard. I think some of those guys are just big fucking babies about it. I remember in like 2011, NASCAR was like, hey, it's raining at Watkins Glen. And Xfinity had raced in the rain a bunch, but Cup had never done it. And NASCAR was like thinking about, we're not going to postpone the race. We're going to have the Cup cars race in the rain for the first time. And apparently Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon went to NASCAR and fucking whined and got them to postpone the race the whole day.
Of course.
But now Cup will just race in the rain. They did it at Coda. They've done it at Charlotte.
Good.
Cindric, yeah, Michael, you're right. Cindric's great in the rain. He's a sports car racer, too. Cindric's a road course beast. So certain guys just do it better than others. Who texted me? Oh, it's my dad.
Bring my Dodge back.
I didn't do shit today, by the way. I mean, I did for a little while.
I didn't either.
I did a couple of rolltainers, but because my manager, Lori, wasn't there and it was me and her daughter, we just sat up front and talked all day and took turns ringing people up, so I didn't do shit.
I didn't have to do anything.
In the words of Negan, I'm not doing shit. It's good to be back on cable for now.
17 of Chris Buescher running in the 6th position, Kim.
Yeah, Chris Buescher having a good day, and everybody had talked about
A Roush car having a good day. Don't hold your
I
breath.
spoke with Chris this morning, and he said he was a little
And hell, Brad's not even having a bad day.
because they weren't where they needed to be on road courses at Coda, but he told me they did a...
It took Cindric that long to get around Harvick. One thing about Harvick, he can get in the way. You can see when somebody like Harvick is slow, but they're still good enough to be a pain in your ass. And that's what Harvick is right now.
At an actual race, so a little more timid with what they did at
I'm
Coda.
still
but
pretty
they were
sure
able to
that Ty
test some
Dillon's
stuff at
lost.
Watkins
He
Glen.
doesn't know
They
where
brought
he
a
is
fast
'cause
car
he's
to
still in
Sonoma, and they have a
16th.
fast car.
Well, he looks like
to
Ted
Sonoma.
Cruz.
Running in 6th position.
I'm convinced that that's his father. They're both gun nut jack-offs, so
Yeah.
I came up with that conclusion yesterday. I said they're both gun nut jack-offs and nobody likes either of them. They've got to be father and son. Cole Custer looks like Boy George. I've been over that in the past.
But Ty Dillon is seriously lost. Like, will somebody tell him to fuck off back to like 2015 or something?
Tell him to fuck off back to ARCA.
Oh, okay.
This would be huge for them to be able to run inside the top
His
10
kid's
as they
an
have
idiot.
throughout the beginning of this race.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you.
Right here in the 34 car, running in 5th place. We know that he has
Tony Stewart choked hard last night in that SRX race. I was surprised.
Are we done yet? I'm answering the stupidest fucking
this season
question.
than any other.
That was Kyle Busch at Vegas a couple of years ago. He's getting interviewed, just turning around and goes, am I done here? I'm just answering the stupidest fucking questions over and over. And I remember it was like 100 degrees that day in Vegas. They're like, Kyle, how'd it feel? Was it too hot out there? Nope, felt great. And he's got sweat poured all over. He goes, nope, felt great.
Oh, that's
And
And then I can't remember what question I asked him, and he goes, don't care. But it was like a question he should care about, but he just goes, nope, don't care.
he also noted this morning to be the chemistry between he and crew chief Blake Harris.
Uh-oh.
Blake joined the
Cable's
team
flickering again.
After working many years as the
Whoa.
Welcome
to Arlen Speedway for the Strickland Propane 300. And Saturday.
Hey, Kim, a little
So
further
what
up
is
front,
this, a
Kyle
quick
Larson, you wanna
propane
bring
250?
everybody in the field at Road
Taste the meat.
Course.
The taste the meat, not the heat 400.
Chase Elliott charity.
Did you ever hear OSW review make fun of how WWE has like 1,000 sponsors for their pre-show? Welcome to the Diet Mountain Dew KFC Honey Barbecue Gold Mustard pre-show. The Snickers, KFC, whatever.
Yeah, they do.
Behind him as well, but Chase Elliott, isn't he the guy that was in the media center?
The best is when they were watching the KFC commercial that Enzo and Big Cass did. And there was an episode of South Park called The Chicken Fucker, and Matthew sees Enzo and goes, look at the chicken fucker. It was fucking Enzo. The chicken fucker.
He always checks himself. What can I be doing a better job of? What can our car be doing?
When Matthew, they were talking about when they made Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater a tag team. And they called him Slater Gator, and he fucks up the name. He says like Skater, and he goes, and Matthew goes, Tony Hawk's Pro Gator, whatever.
Look at the race now versus stage one.
It looks the same to me, Dale Jr. It looks like Chase Elliott and Larson are putting everybody to sleep.
Well, they're saying
Despite his
Chase
hard
ain't
that he
gapping.
has such a
I mean, what that 2-second gap's a pretty big gap. It's not as big as it was,
looks like Larson. I know
but that second on back, those three are pretty equal. There's a clear class in this race. There's Chase, then there's those three, and then there's everybody else. We'll see if that changes.
Exactly what you just said is exactly true. Because second, third, and fourth, they have their own group, and then everybody else is off in Niflheim.
Yeah.
So, like, seriously, that
Well, this racetrack looks like it goes through Narnia before it gets back to the front stretch.
It really does.
Farfig shitter, dung, whatever the fuck. It's one of those days, and Michael goes, I don't know, I just channeled my inner Gavin. Farfig shitter.
And Gavin laughs his ass off at Faffy Waffle. Faffy Waffle.
Faffy waffle, Farfig shitter, and
Dung bingo.
oh, take me back to 2013.
Backup driver.
There was a Formula One driver this week. Guys on my stream, you might remind me. Formula One guy this week was like, it's hard being a race car driver and dealing with what people say about you. Because the other day at a race, somebody booed me and yelled my name, and it was really hard. And I'm like, dude, you gotta have thicker skin than that. I like how NASCAR guys get booed and have shit said to them that you would never say to anybody. They're just like, whatever. I mean, Tony Stewart will go punch you, because I've seen Tony Stewart confront fans for saying shit to him. Like jump over into the fucking stands and go grab somebody. He's done that several times. There was like a race a couple years ago. It was like a dirt race somewhere, and Tony Stewart was just there, not to race, but to sign autographs. Somebody said something to him, and somebody caught Tony on camera going over and decking the guy in the face and putting his ass on the ground. I'm like, damn, Tony Stewart's real, dude. You can't say shit to him. Tony is one that when he says something, he will do it. He will back it up. Other guys calm down or whatever. Tony, usually when he makes up his mind, there's no talking him out of it. He's still like that. And he's not getting better with age. He's getting crankier with age.
That's what I would expect out of Smoke.
Yeah, he's just getting worse. He had a meltdown last week in a race that he won.
I can only imagine what that meltdown was over.
It's just... It was over something that didn't even look that bad. Tony was like ready to kill. Remember that time when Logano and Hamlin had their deal at California, and then all of a sudden we look up and Tony Stewart was trying to throw hands with Joey, and it was because 20 laps ago Joey threw a Joey block and went across him, but didn't even really hit him. But Tony was ready to kill him over that. I'm like, damn, that didn't even look that bad. But I see why it would piss you off, because when you're playing the video game or something, when that happens, you're just like.
Yeah.
It drives you fucking crazy.
And then you got to amplify that by 15 because it's Smoke.
Because it's Tony, and you've been racing for 3.5 hours, and you feel like you might have a chance to steal a win, and this dickhead just runs you to the grass. Oh, I mentioned earlier. You said Brian Vickers. I said I don't want to hear his name. I had to talk about him yesterday because after the Noah shit, I had people saying, "Well, Dale Jr. couldn't say nothing to Noah because that time that Dale Jr. wrecked Brian Vickers at Daytona in front of the field." I'm like, "Yeah, because Brian Vickers slammed him into the fucking grass. Fuck you.
Yes.
You slammed me in the grass. I'm hitting you back.
Yes.
It's not my fault you overcorrected and shot back into traffic. If you'd have just spun through the grass, you would have been all right, and the rest of the field would have been okay. And you shouldn't have knocked me into the grass at Daytona."
Exactly.
Hey, Larson did his impression of turn 2 on the final lap yesterday. He did the same fucking thing there to let Reddit get by him. Uh-oh. Oh, Joey, don't do it. Nice driving there, Joseph. Joey Logano just shot through that corner at the bottom of the hill and wiped out Bubba Wallace.
The grill on the 22 car right around.
I know he didn't do it on purpose, but goddamn.
Keep an eye on that as far as
Yeah, that's what the boomers will say. Bubba shouldn't have been in the way. Even though Joey came from like 20 car lengths back to do that. By the way, Joey did that shit to Bowman and Bubba at the Daytona road course year before last. So, and then his spotter, who was TJ, who used to spot for juniors on the podcast. No, Joey didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all hit the brake. Y'all brake. Look at the data. You slowed down. Yeah, it's a corner. Yeah, slow down and make the corner. Your fucking guy was like 20 car lengths back, and you came in and hit us. Because Bubba's spotter was on the podcast too, going, "Fuck you guys." Now TJ spots for Brad. He spotted for Junior for forever, and then he was with Joey for a while, and now he's with Brad. But when he was with Joey, it's like he was becoming as bad as Joey. The shit he would say on his podcast justifying Joey's stupidity and shit like that. "Oh, look at the data. You guys slowed down." Yeah, it was turn 1 on the Daytona road course. You got to slow down, boss.
It's a fucking road.
It's a road course.
You have to slow for a corner.
And it was just like when Joey hit Bubba just now. It wasn't even close. Well, at least his pit crew didn't fuck him before somebody else could today. He would be one to do it. Bubba loses his cool. Bubba has no chill. When he gets mad, he's a lot like Tony Stewart in that way. He has no chill.
I mean,
Who's gonna be mad if he dumps Joey? Who the fuck's gonna be mad?
I actually think Bubba's temper hurts him. Bubba's emotions get the better of him.
true. That's true for a lot of us people with a temper. But like at the same time, the one time his crew doesn't fuck him, Joey does.
It's like Sage Karam said in the Xfinity race yesterday. He was talking about Noah. He was like, "Look, you have to have the ability when you're behind the wheel of a high-speed race car to like calm down a bit and not overreact because you're playing with each other's lives out there." And he said Noah obviously doesn't do that, and Bubba every now and then will lose his head too. So
I mean, I'm questioning if Joey doesn't know how to do that.
that was just overdriving by Joey. That was just dumb overdriving. I don't know what he was doing. What's terrible with a 4-second lead, Chase? Says brake pedal feels weird.
Somebody needs to get Matt Kenseth the fucking tampon to get him to
I think Chase is good enough to save brakes and still win this race, but I got to say Chase's biggest advantage, if you go back and watch all his road course wins, whether it was Daytona, Charlotte, wherever, he's harder on the brakes than anybody.
He's just giving his fans an excuse.
I guess. The way Chase is able to drive in a corner, that's what won him Charlotte and Daytona on those road courses. His ability to get through the corner, into the corner harder than anybody and make it work. And I think that's a credit to Hendrick. I just think Hendrick's stuff lasts. Because get me an Oreo milkshake, will you? Okay. Yeah. That's what I was talking about, fool. They have them just like Sonic. And I'll buy you one some other time.
Now, if he has concern about brake fade, I wouldn't want any tape. I
don't know. I mean, are we certain that his brakes are going out?
I don't know. Unless he just yeets off into a corner, I'm not going to worry too much.
Well, that'll be the way we know.
On a spread out, on a long green run like this where everybody's spread out, you can manage that. And we'll see what happens when they're bunched up together and he has to actually defend a position.
You're that much faster than the field.
Yeah. You could save a lot with a 4-second lead. Yeah, Joey Logano did his best Ross Chastain impression a lap ago when he took out Wallace. I like how Ross is just like a good dude, so it's like kind of endearing when he does it, but when Joey does it, you're just like, you're a fucking douchebag. Learn to be better. With Ross, it's just like, oh, that's just Ross.
The word is out.
I'm not going to lie. I'm biased sometimes.
But I mean, it doesn't seem like Ross is intentionally doing it to a point. Like he's just, that's Ross. That's how he races. But Joey's a piece of shit.
Joey's a dipshit who will do that stuff on purpose.
Yes, and he's done it.
And say anything to justify it.
Exactly.
Still raining? Yeah. Man, I wish I was. I'm happy for the people working the evening shift tonight because for whatever reason, when it rains and shit, nobody wants to go out, and our store gets like dead at night if it rains. I haven't had to work at night in like a month.
Oh wow!
But I got to do it Wednesday. But then I'm off 2 days. I'm going to see Thor. You want to go see Thor Friday or Thursday? It might be Thursday. What's your work schedule? Do you know?
I do know. I'm pretty much off like after tomorrow.
So I'm thinking early or mid Thursday afternoon because they'll show it a day early. 'Cause me and my grandpa, we went to see Doctor Strange. Do you want to go see Thor with us?
Sure.
And I'll buy 3 tickets and we can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
It's like, let me see if they got the show times up right now, and I'll go ahead and tell you what time I'm going to want to go.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you, but I hate dodging spoilers. So as soon as a movie comes out that I want to see, I'm like, when can I see it?
I hate trying to manage that because I want to get on Facebook a little bit.
I know how to do it. I just don't like it. But I'm like, can I just go on Facebook and scroll a little bit? Like,
yeah, just a little bit without having to be like, oh.
It gets to where you can't even go on YouTube because YouTube knows the shit you like and will recommend shit. Oh, here's the big ending, the fucking whatever. And it's like, can you just fuck off for a second?
Can you stop listening in my fucking thoughts real quick?
Shelby, North Carolina.
Oh, going to Shelby.
Yeah, we're going to go to Shelby and see it. You can ride with us. We'll take our car, so. It's a much nicer theater.
Yeah, I've been to Shelby.
I love the Shelby Theater.
Carmike's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it's AMC now.
AMC, okay.
Yeah, which made it even nicer because they have a lot more money.
Suarez all on pit road. Very busy now, Kim.
Yeah, Michael McDowell, no.
So Chase can pit next time because he's so far ahead again. He could save a lap on his tires for the next stage by being so far ahead now. That's such an advantage. 1 lap on tires here can actually make or break your race because it's such a big track and this place eats tires.
I'm stunned with how Chase is just whooping their ass like this. He can be on a totally different strategy from everybody else. That's crazy.
Thor, Love, and Thunder at 4:30 on Thursday. You down?
Yes.
All right. And it's it's a matinee, so it'll be 25% off. So we'll all save money on that.
Yeah, so I'll be over here at like close-ish to about
A little before 4.
3:50.
Yeah.
3:55.
Yeah, maybe like 3:45. And then we'll just go straight there.
Okay.
But yeah, Thursday.
Now the real question is, I'm pretty confident Chase Elliott's going to come this next time because the leader.
Actually, we can go at 3:30 for even cheaper. You want to go at 3:30? Okay, we'll do 3:30 Thursday.
Behind Chase.
I will screenshot it now so I don't forget. I'm not going to buy the tickets yet, but
Blaney 22.
it's literally that is the first showing. So, yeah.
Chase Elliott on pit road because he's going so he's going to slow down. These other guys have to get on pit road before Chase Elliott closes pit lane.
Want to know how much tires mean on a road course? I said 1 lap here can make or break your race. It was like that at Sonoma, too, because I think a couple years ago, Truex pitted the lap before Harvick, and they were running 1-2, and that was the difference in the race, because Truex had a lap fresher tires to get a jump on Harvick and make time. It was just 1 lap, and it made the difference in the race.
And Chase can just be on a different strategy from everybody.
And I love that they're not fucking around for the stage points. Win the goddamn race. Win the race.
So the start finish line.
Let Reddick get the point. Reddick honestly needs the points. If I was Reddick, he's going to pit, too. I guess he's playing for the win, but...
Will he make it? We'll have to go back
Pitt.
and see. It seems like they're both committed.
Chastain pitted.
Beat it, the 9 rolling in front of us here.
Is Joey Hand going to win a stage, or what the fuck? Blaney has not won a race yet this year, so Blaney should take the points. Blaney, they should be able to look and go, look, we're not going to beat Elliott Larson, so we'll just take the points. And Ryan Blaney, they just said he stayed out. He passed pit road and took the lead. So Blaney's going to get a stage win.
Good job, Blaney.
He needs it. He's having an okay year, just hasn't been able to win yet. He's had some pretty shitty luck, though.
What the hell happened to William Byron?
I've been asking that for the last 2 months since Darlington. What the fuck happened to William Byron? He ain't been the same since Joey Logano yeeted his ass into turn 3.
Richard Childers told the team, no mistakes on pit road. Clean stop for both guys. Stage about to end. Pit stop done for those.
Chase is going to be the leader at the start. People are going to hate this race. Because Chase is probably going to lead every goddamn lap that he didn't pit for.
And all these guys that are staying out by choice. Like Blaney's saying, hey, I'm going to get a playoff point, and I'm going to get more points. I haven't won a race. Let's go ahead and fill that bucket. I got to make sure I'm in the playoffs. So, you know, this is a strategic call by this team.
Chase is still going to get stage points, and he pitted.
I can assure you those crew chiefs
Chase is ninth.
They know it inside and out. This is not new to them. So now Blaney will stay on the racetrack and hopefully win this stage if he doesn't make a mistake in the next, say, lap.
Good strategy for Bubba and the 23 team. Stay out as long as you can. Avoid pitting at all costs.
Definitely start way back in the
Well, our weakness is on pit road.
Joey Hand, Ty Dillon a couple seconds back from that.
What happened here? Oh, did Bubba Wallace spin Joey?
Logano.
Oh, he ran Joey off. You go, Bubba.
Got him, Bubba.
Bubba sent. Do you remember when I said Bubba will lose his cool? That was kind of nice. He didn't junk his ass. He ran him off track.
He didn't junk him.
I hope that broke everything underneath that fucking 22 car.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here's a good onboard of Bubba just yeeting Logano. Oh, yeah. I think Joey got scared, just tried to drive through the corner without getting hit. I think Joey thought he was going to get hit and just went straight through and missed the corner.
Yeah. Like Bubba was going to do it too.
That's what Chase did to Harvick at Charlotte last year on the road course there. Because Harvick junked Chase and said it was payback for Bristol, even though Harvick's the one who wrecked Chase at Bristol first. So Chase drove back through the field, got to the top 5, and right when he was about to kill Harvick, Harvick just shot off the track and crashed. And I was like, yeah, you were about to get that anyway. Because they had already said on the radio, they told Chase, hey, if you go wreck Harvick, we can make the next round of the playoffs. And Chase said, oh, I'm going to. And he flat out said, I'm going to wreck Kevin Harvick when I get to him. He was about to do it. And yeah, Michael, your Chevy bet's covered with Chase, Larson, and Ross, and Reddick. You've got it made. Reddick's going to be second still after this.
And now you might be racing just Truex. So, you know, it's going to be a big situation. We're going to have to just see how it plays out in 8 more weeks.
Yeah,
it's like a Formula One race.
A lot of opportunities for different drivers. Again, 3 road courses, 2 super speedways.
Let's continue this conversation, Steve. Behind Blaney is the 15 car of Joey Hand. Now, Joey Hand going to get second in the stage. He's been running pretty well, top 15 all day.
I think he's another guy that if he had a decent car, he could finish top 5 or top 10.
I had one for 12, but I couldn't come up with one on the 15. I agree. Just got to pit road.
I like that James Davison guy that drove that car part-time last year. He would always show up and do okay on road courses and have good runs.
You know,
but you're driving a literal ship box when you're driving that 15 car. It's turd on wheels. I just remembered the joke I was going to make earlier when I was going to tell Dylan I owed him one. I said we were going to do 68, which is 69, but you do me and I'll owe you one. That was the George Carlin joke. And then George Carlin said, you ever do 71? That's 69, but with 2 fingers up your ass. 71. Remember when George Carlin has a big long list of papers saying all those perverted words and sayings?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
There's no question what the penalty's going to be. Right, I'm pretty clear all year.
He had that one joke about the words you can never say on TV, but he had one where he just had the big long sheet of paper and he was reading off all the stuff you can't say. And some of it was just weird shit that you've never heard. Mongolian clusterfuck. Like, what the fuck is that?
As he still has just under a 2-second lead or advantage over
Lunds. That was another one. I was like, what? What the fuck is that?
They're making the final turns here.
That sounds European.
Ty Dillon's going to spin Joey Hand for a stage point. Oh, no, he didn't do it. Good for you, Ty. That 42 paint scheme is nice. You just never get to see it. Because when the hell is Ty Dillon ever on TV? Ryan Blaney wins stage 2. He's not going to win the race, and they probably know that already, so you might as well.
No.
You just have to concede at a certain point.
He got a playoff point.
Yeah. Gets a playoff point and 10 points to try to make the playoffs.
Nice.
So even though Blaney hasn't won a race, he still is accumulating.
Blaney is the highest in points of the non-winners, I do believe. I think him and Truex are.
Ty, what the hell are you doing, dude? Why are you third?
So Ryan Blaney searching for his first victory.
Love that Skittles paint scheme, but I missed the black Skittles car. Happy 4th. Happy we should be racing at Daytona today. Or yesterday. Would have been last night. I got a great work schedule this week. Like I said, I'm off tomorrow and Tuesday. I work Wednesday evening, then I'm off Thursday and Friday, and then I work Saturday, Sunday morning like always, and then I'm off Monday, and then I work Tuesday, but then I get 3 days off after that. Like, I'm already looking forward to the 3 days off. I have 2 days off now, and I'm already thinking, man, I can't wait to get to that 3 days straight of not having to go. We have more help now, so the schedule's actually becoming a lot more consistent. And she can stick other assholes in the evening because I don't want to do it. I mean, I'll do evenings as long as I don't have to come back the next morning. I'll do evenings if I can work 2 days in a row of evenings, but not that whole close and come back the next morning bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm so done with that.
Drives me insane.
I was actually supposed to do that this week, but I got her to change it because she likes working with me and she's always there in the morning. Thursday at 3:30.
All right. I'll remember that.
I will buy 3 tickets. You just pay me for yours when you get here. It'll be like $8 because it's like
$8.
Yeah, something like that because it's a matinee.
Yeah, I could go by work and take out like $10 and then break that down. Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Whatever you do, don't buy concessions because concessions at the theater are fucking absurd.
Yes, they are. They're horrible.
Because then there's a Dollar Tree next door for people who want to sneak shit in. Have you seen the Batman?
No, but I know about it.
Oh man, it's so good. It's really good. Too fucking long, but really good. I like it better every time I've seen it. I ended up seeing it 3 times.
Damn.
Because I went to see it the day it came out.
Yeah,
and then
saw that. Yeah.
Pop wanted to go see it, so then I went with him. And then we were in Martinsville with time to kill before the race. And so let's go see Batman. It's 3 hours long, and it was $5 to get in. So we saw.
Oh wow, $5.
We saw Batman down the street from Martinsville Speedway.
Oh wow.
For $5, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch Batman again for $5 to kill some time. Fuck, because we had to leave the hotel in the afternoon, and the race wasn't until 7. So I ended up seeing Batman 3 times, and I fell asleep watching it. I just turned it on to watch while I was chilling and fell asleep. So I've seen Batman 3.5 times. And I like it better every time I've seen it. It really grows on you. I went from going, yeah, it was pretty good the first time I saw it to, damn, I really like this Batman.
John, USA.
Look at that. USA, NBC, and then 3 more USAs. There you go. Atlanta, New Hampshire, Pocono, Indy Road Course.
Xfinity Series Racing. Pits are coming up next.
And Xfinity's schedule's almost identical.
And we got it.
At USA.
Indy Road Course is a lot of fun. But I hope the Brickyard 400 can come back as much as I like the road course better.
I want to see the new car on the Brickyard.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. They need to they need to bring back the Brickyard. And I said the perfect time to do it is 2024 because it'll be the 30th anniversary of the first one. And I'm like, that's when you bring it back. We'll run the road course. We ran it last year. Going to do it this year. Do it next year. But in 2024, let's bring back Brickyard 400. See, they're advertising the Indy road course right now. They basically run around Indianapolis backwards and through the infield. Yeah. Pretty cool. It's a great racetrack.
I mean, that sounds cool. It's just that
Briscoe yeeted Denny Hamlin last year.
Good.
Yeah, and then AJ ended up winning.
Get that motherfucker back.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
he ran him
did.
off. Well, he was about to do it, and then Joey kind of did it himself. He missed the corner, scared of Bubba.
But WWE superstars such as Seth Rollins.
Oh, I'm sorry, Seth Franklin Rollins. You see that topo on the ad? So, Seth freaking Rollins, there was like a company that was advertising a WWE show called up and said Seth Franklin Rollins. And Rollins actually changed his Twitter name to Franklin. Seth Franklin Rollins.
Quite a few drivers that did not come.
Thank you, Dylan.
How do you mess that up so bad?
I want to go to the arena and watch Seth Franklin Rollins. Would you like him better if that was actually his name?
How do you... I don't even know where to begin with that. How do you...
You see the 6 coming back in right there. I believe you see the Cole in the rear.
Look at my spork.
He went through too many boxes.
That's
Defective.
just as confusing as Seth's, nickname being Franklin.
Where you call that out? That has been an issue for a lot of drivers. This backwards pit road.
How do you...
You see Kyle Busch.
So unless something unforeseen happens, Dylan, I'm pretty sure Chase is going to win.
He's just whooping their ass.
You never know. You literally don't know, because yesterday Larson had it in the fucking bag.
He was up to a 4-second lead, though.
31 laps in, they played the points race.
He's going to be second here.
Getting that point for winning that stage, he said he was tight in, loose off. Parker.
Michael, I don't know about turn 1 at the Indy road course, but they got to fix that damn chicane in the infield before somebody gets hurt.
Third in the stage, a bit of redemption for Petty GMS, who had an absolutely awful race at Sonoma for both the cars. They just put both.
You'll love the Indy road course because it looks weird to see cars going backwards down the front stretch at Indianapolis. Yeah.
That's because they're backwards on pit road.
Junior said this shit's bass backwards.
What about that time? Dude, I heard a clip the other day, and I can't remember what race it was from, but I swear to you, it was like Logano racing somebody. I think it was at Bristol. And Junior goes, Logano's like, shit, man, I'm telling you. And I'm like, Junior, you just said shit because he was talking so casually. Just goes, Logano's like, shit, man. And I'm like, Junior, I had to rewind it like 3 times to hear if Junior said shit, and I'm pretty sure he did. You guys on my stream, remember the time Dave Burns at Daytona in July one year? He was talking about somebody trying to get through the field. And he says, the crew chief just said, hey, man, this shit takes a long time. And it's like, wait, what? Did you just say this shit takes a long? You're a pit reporter. Just casually said it.
I wish we could get more of the reporters just speaking.
You guys hear on Junior's podcast when they made fun of him when he was the lead announcer at Martinsville last year for how he said blue emu? He said blue emu. Junior can't say emu. He says emu.
Oh, man, that's great.
I've noticed over the years. So years ago, I would have never considered Dale Jr. as like announcer material. I'm like, he's not going to be an announcer. He doesn't like to talk, and he doesn't speak very well. He talked about, he says he's got speech problems. Like, he doesn't have like an impediment or nothing, but he says, he hems and haws and stumbles over his words. Ever since he's become an announcer and a podcaster, he's like so fucking well spoken. And he said he got like coaching on it. So years ago, I could have never imagined Dale Jr. talking this much and being an announcer and a podcaster. Because it used to be a lot of ums and uhs and words running together. He says he thinks some of that might have had to do with his concussions. Maybe. He said he thinks that was like hurting his ability to like get the fucking words out.
Concussions do that, like repeated concussions. They do that.
So I wouldn't be surprised if now that he's rehabbed all that shit and worked on his speech, that's why he's so well spoken now. But be honest, you guys never would have thought Dale Jr. would be a good announcer. He wasn't like Darrell Waltrip, who everybody knew from day one was going to be the best. If there was a driver ever made to be an announcer, it was Darrell Waltrip.
Yep.
And he used to be one of the best. Sorry you started watching when he went downhill.
Yeah.
But for a long time, DW was the one announcer I wanted to hear. Oh, my God. He was in the booth for like 15 minutes a couple months ago. But damn, they got to get Mark Martin in a booth somewhere because he knows his shit.
Right, DJ, beginning of the race in stage 1, going back to that, we were
Blue Emu.
some of the teams that maybe don't have a chance coming in early and pitting early and trying to get that caution as they restart the race. But you brought up a great point talking about
Ned Jarrett's still alive.
Yeah, so my head's still spinning. That's why I wasn't a crew chief. I was driver, and other people could decide that. But still,
Dale Jarrett was a little before your time too. Badass.
Even more. But as I sit here and look at this, I'm thinking that Cindric and Briscoe now may have to look at a situation because it's.
I grew up with Dale Jarrett and Rusty Wallace, and you saw some of Mark Martin. You saw his last great year.
Do it as soon as they know they can get to the end of the race. Yeah. And so that
I grew up with Bill.
2-3 laps more
Awesome
before
Bill from
the 9
Dawsonville.
and the 5 and the others start coming in, that they may actually catch a caution in there.
With those awesome McDonald's paint schemes he had.
Back. I don't know of another way that they can find their way back inside that top 5.
That makes sense because the 9 is going to run as long as he possibly can.
Yes, yeah. And with that fast
Without a caution, this race is pretty fucking cut and dry. It's going to take something horrible to take this from Chase Elliott. And the race don't look like it's going to have a lot of cautions, so enjoy the ride.
Maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a yellow. The only thing I'll say is that the 9 comes early.
Michael put 100 on it right
just
now.
do something different. And then
That'd be a cool spot to sit at.
Chasing the 9 around here, and it looks like going to be a long day because that 9's pretty good.
We had a conversation about Blaney and was what he was doing, staying out to win that stage, get those
Fun fact for all you idiots that don't know, Road America used to be a street course. It was in the middle of the town of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. but when they outlawed that kind of thing, they just decided to build the same layout in the woods next to the town, and here we are. So this layout was actually a street course in the town, and they just rebuilt it outside the town. The more you know. So Chris Buescher's being encouraged to run people over. That's not his style. That's why he didn't do it to Suarez at Sonoma, although he says he regrets not doing it. But yeah, when you haven't won in 6 years and you let somebody get away from you, you think, damn, I should have wrecked him.
If I'm ever a
Chase Elliott on the inside, Tyler Reddick on the outside.
Bojangles.
No, cookout and paddle.
Tyler got a great launch, Junior. They're going to be side by
Tyler
side.
Reddick's going to win this race.
I'm worried. I'm wondering how Chase's brakes are when he actually has to race hard and defend a position.
These restarts will get more and more intense toward the end of this race. And look at that battle on the outside, Reddick.
You can make that pass from the outside. It's not easy, but Reddick ain't going to do it now. He might as well just try to get in front of Larson. He let Larson get in there, although he got back in the gas sooner than Larson did. Larson racing Ty Gibbs yesterday, I was like, damn, this is an interesting matchup because they've never raced each other until yesterday. And I was saying that before the race. I said, damn, Larson versus Ty Gibbs sounds like a lot of fun.
Nose to tail, running fourth and fifth with McDowell trying to take that fifth spot away.
Oh, Suarez creeping into the top 5. Chastain for third on Larson. Larson's not getting horrible or anything, but his car's getting a little worse. Oh, my Lord, what a crossover. That was just to try to stay in front of Suarez.
Quick enough to get inside the 5.
It's a great shot to be able to see.
Chase really backing up his corner entry to save his brakes. You get a better run off, though, and it showed there. Look at NBC with the camera not zoomed in to the driver's lower intestine like Fox would be right
I
now.
guess one thing we can all agree on. Congratulations, Michael and Chevy Bell.
Hey, Fox Sports, look, I can see more than one car at a time with this camera angle. It's beautiful. This is the best camera work I've seen on a NASCAR broadcast in forever.
I was going to speak on that before the race when we
Okay,
was
so
talking
see
about where
Daniel
would you
Suarez in
sit.
5th place right now. He's
My
been struggling.
point
That car just
is,
not
like, how
working
hard
well
is
enough.
it to be to
Speaking
fucking
to his
show
team.
this
Ooh,
race
we see a
on
couple
TV?
cars getting close down to Cannon Corner. It was
This is one that they messed
speaking
up.
to his
I'd be like,
team
I
about
can see
how
Dude, if Fox had to broadcast a cup race from Road America, their heads would explode. They wouldn't be able to do it. NBC's got it covered.
which is where he got his first
NBC goes out of their way to make their road course broadcast different than the oval race broadcast.
Put it in on Larson. Yeah.
Oh, Ross.
That's the fight I've been
Larson,
on.
sorry. It's interesting talking to
The
them
two
because they just
probably
have
most
so much
aggressive
confidence.
guys.
I think Larson's the one guy left that Chastain hasn't pissed off this year. He's working on it.
I feel like
Yeah, he really can. He's too chill. That's why I knew he wasn't going to hit Ty Gibbs yesterday.
He's in defensive mode now, and the braking zone into turn 1. You know, to add what he was talking about comparing it to road courses.
My sponsor.
Makes sense because of the high speed and the high braking. And Sonoma would make sense because of the old wore-out surface and the tire fall off. So, I mean, I can make an argument for both tracks. Seems like the surface has one of which one you want to copy. Daniel Suarez car moving around under braking, downshifting. Back of that car kind of dancing in the
Suarez been a non-factor all day, and now he's
One thing we're
up
seeing
here.
also is drivers are running this restart really hard. Cars
Ran
sliding
it,
all over the
ran
place.
it,
That's hurting
ran
these
it.
tires. That's going to hurt them.
Oh, Ross and Larson again. That's going to end poorly if it keeps on. Reddick is all over. I think Reddick's just driving hard right now. I don't think Chase is pushing it.
Chase Elliott.
You pretty much have to. If you don't, Chase is going to slowly build a big lead. So I think you got to get up here and put the pressure on him.
If I know the leader's going to take it
They
easy,
have really struggled this year to
Mm-hmm.
perform like they thought they would.
Because he's been better than all of us all day. If I can make him burn his stuff up, we might have a shot at him later.
This year, flexing some muscle today, though.
And every
And
driver in
with
the
the
top
gap that
5
they've
has
got,
a win
if it
this
gets
year
to a point
except
where he
for
feels
that
like he's
8-car
got to
Tyler
save it,
Reddick.
he's
He needs
Yep.
to win to get himself in these playoffs, Marty.
Yep.
Don't sleep on
But I-
Tyler
like I
Reddick
said,
as a
I know
road
what is
course racer
Austin doing
either,
wrong.
Jeff. Remember, he won a stage.
People on Reddit are not going to like me for saying this, but it's true. There's not very many people that can match Chase Elliott lap for lap on a road course. So if Reddick can stay with him for the rest of this race, I'll be impressed.
Currently, I would say Larson.
Larson can.
And that's last year. I ain't seen it this year. I ain't really seen it this year.
And he's in fourth, so if he's going to be the best, then everybody else is screwed.
One-on-one, lap for lap, there's nobody better on a road course. So Reddick's, he can prove something here.
over the next.
Even if he doesn't pass him.
You gotta
And I
come to
think
the
for
road.
You got to come to the Charlotte Road Course in the fall.
Really gonna see.
Yeah.
It's got to help him behind the wheel. Be able to just focus on
Briscoe
his
back
job.
in 10.
You guys believe in trends?
After playing for the States Bunch, it took Briscoe this long to get back in the top 10. You're not going to win now. Congratulations.
Road course race. The driver got his first ever career win.
Should be Briscoe between Chase and Reddick right now.
Driver got his first ever win. Could Tyler Reddick make it 3 for 3
I don't
get his
know.
first ever win?
No, he's really good here. I just don't think Colleague has good cup cars because Justin Haley's 30th.
And you guys talked about Tyler Reddick in that second position. Well, his teammate Austin Dillon has been leaning heavily
AJ's
on his
14th.
teammate Reddick on what to do with shifting. Austin said
For a part-time guy, that's not bad. Ooh, Bubba got spun again. Please don't be stuck. Please don't be stuck. All right, he's getting out. He's rolling, no caution. Who spun him? Or did he fuck up and spin himself?
Well done getting out of the crowd.
Already better than Sonoma.
He just lucky they didn't get stuck.
I would have lost the bet there. Look at there.
That shit's there to slow you down and keep you from hitting the wall, but it also makes you get stuck. Hey, it's snowing!
That gravel's gonna be so slick on the track.
It's snowing! Oh, wait, that's just the gravel.
Sand trap. Let's see how that happened.
That gravel's gonna be slick on the track.
Oh, Bubba, he missed the corner. That was on Bubba. That one's on Bubba. Brad finished him off, but I don't know what Bubba was doing there.
These cars
Well,
being
what
low
was
to the ground
Brad
and all
supposed
the
to do?
undercarriage.
I want to see how
On the
Bubba
back end of his car, you thought for sure he was stuck. but
After
drives
last
right out
week
there.
and this race, I want to see how he completes
Oh, he gets in there.
And the fucked up part about
On
this
the
race
curve,
is
slides into
none
the
of this is on his crew.
Yeah.
None of it.
That's my point. Like, I want to see.
That's ironic after last week.
It absolutely is, because now it's
Probably
like
just trying to simply outbrake Brad Keselowski.
he
wasn't
got
able to do
Logano
it.
back, that's
Look at
fine,
all
and now he just totally
That
fucked
gravel
the
coming out
corner.
of that car. There's so many
I
places
wanna
to
see
use on
if
this
that
new
gravel's
car
gonna
for
make a
gravel and
problem.
debris to get built up on.
Absolutely.
It could.
If it's slick
33rd
enough.
for Bubba Wallace right now.
Yeehaw, NASCAR country music. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Be right back, guys.
So is this when we hop on Dale's stream and plot to like just take over NASCAR or something?
Did you go back and watch and listen to a lot of the streams? Like, there's a lot of shit that we bring up that would be really, really cool in NASCAR.
I'm not surprised.
what are you doing in here?
Because it's always different too. Like, we'll think of like an idea and speak on it, and then the next week it's just something completely different.
Hello, Paige.
The big topics usually always stages. How should stages work? And I think we all agree that they should just not stop the race at stages, but give everybody points so they run. Let them keep running, but get
Award the points, but don't throw
Yeah.
the caution.
Yeah, no caution.
But I know why they throw the caution. It's because, and they said this when they started stages, commercials. So they can have like a commercial. And I gotta admit, when you're at a race, it's kind of nice knowing when a caution's about to come out, so I can run and take a piss.
Yeah, but see,
So it has its pluses.
at
But
that point, why would it not just be like a split race? Like when you run at Charlotte, split it in half.
I really don't like stages on road courses. I like old school road course strategy, and you'll see that a bit in this stage, like in a small, in a microcosm of an old road race. But used to it would be like, okay, now in a lot of races, guys are like, how long can we run on gas and tires? Let's go that distance. Road course, they do it backwards. Let's pit on like lap 10, and then the next run we'll pit a little later, and then the next run will be at the end of the race.
They already know what they're gonna do before they even practice.
Yeah.
Because that's road course racing. Yeah.
What happened to Bubba at Sonoma? That was just a transmission. Like, I don't know how the transmission broke. With a sequential shifter, the transmission broke. So I don't know.
That sounds like. Yeah.
I think the idea was he downshifted rather than upshifted. Like rather going into fourth, he went into second maybe, and just blew it up.
Shit.
That was my thought. I never really.
You see a lot of broken transmissions on road courses and Pocono, because Pocono is basically a road course.
Pocono is a terrible racetrack that should never be raced on again.
I love Pocono.
I think they should.
I unironically love
I
Pocono.
think they should just race on Pocono backwards.
I know there's been bad races at Pocono. There's been bad races everywhere, but I love the strategy and
They
everything.
should race on it.
How many great fuel mileage races have we seen at Pocono over the years?
A lot.
Well, not Junior didn't win on fuel mileage, but he won his second Pocono win was a strategy play.
Yeah.
Like a pit strategy.
Fuel mileage races don't win since
NBC.
Not as many.
Kid Sign up.
But I was at one. The 2017 Coke 600 was a fuel mileage race. Austin Dillon won it.
Eastern. All right, guys.
Larson and Chastain. Larson just gave Chastain the boot. Whoa, my lord.
Yeah, Larson just right on
Larson had enough of that. And look at Ross. He just tucked right back in line. He's going to get back to Larson before the end of this.
Ross did a really, really good job. Just, you know, getting
And
back on the
Larson
racetrack
didn't
without
really
any
do
trouble.
No.
Didn't dump him,
Spots.
but gave him.
He just
a
said,
little
get the
tap,
fuck out of my way. I'm tired of you.
tapped him on the booty a little.
It takes a lot to get Larson to do that.
But apparently Ross did it.
It doesn't take much for Ross to piss people off. And look, he's right back to him.
Right back to him. So apparently Ross is pretty good.
Ross tucked in behind Suarez. Now he passed Suarez, and he's working his way back to Larson. So we're right back. It's like that Simpsons meme of the dude getting thrown out of the bar, and then he walks right up behind Mo after he got thrown out of the bar.
Or in other words, Jazz from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Dude, I have watched every episode of The Fresh Prince at least 3 times since HBO Max became a thing.
81 degrees today here at Road America in Wisconsin, so not
That show still holds up, still funny.
Yes, it is.
Some things don't age well. That show's aged well. It's still great. It makes me happy when I go back and watch something and it aged well. Like the Star Wars prequels. I'm like, hey, you know what? These movies are fucking dumb, but they've aged pretty well. Well, I said Reddit needed to stay within a second of Elliott. It's creeped over a second now.
And I will say, though, that, you know, after talking to some of the drivers after Nashville, some of the
Where's that guy on the ship posting group that guaranteed me that Chase wouldn't win this week?
He's scooting away.
Because after Nashville, I said, don't worry, Chase is going to win next week, too. And the guy said, nah, Ross will. And then I said, not if Chase does to Ross what he did to him at Dover when he smoked his ass. And then I got it to say nothing else.
I like what trying to give him a great hand, a lot of collaboration, to do a lot of different things outside of the comfort zone of NASCAR to get this car where it's more comfortable for the drivers. Right there. Then
I got to thinking about it, and I was like, damn.
Ross is not giving up the fight. We're trying to get back to him.
Yeah, right behind him's 99 of Daniel Suarez, currently running in the 5th position, listening to his radio.
He just said the one's so much better than me. That's why he let him go. They're teammates. And he didn't want to get between that Larson-Chastain deal.
Watching him miss a few corners, sliding in the back. He's looking for rear grip. You can see that 99 car yawing out sideways on corner.
I like how Suarez is complaining, like, man, we're not very good right now. They're running 5th. That's a good standard when you're pissed about running 5th. I could have never imagined Suarez would be at a point in his career where he'd be mad running 5th after the journey he's traveled.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here's the Coda finish. Bam! Ross sends AJ into Bowman. What you didn't see was that AJ hit Ross 2 corners before that, so Ross was just giving it back. Won the race. That was a great last lap. And then, yeah, Suarez just ran away at Sonoma.
Chris Buescher kind of right on his heels. Never missed a corner, never missed a step. Had a big celebration. Left Sonoma, went down to his hometown in Mexico. He's a great follower on social media. Daniel Suarez on Instagram is
Daniel Suarez is so wholesome. I don't think even the boomers don't hate him.
Well, at the Sonoma race,
You literally can't hate Daniel Suarez.
in full force and cheering him on, seeing his first ever.
I was just about to give him.
Hey guys, what's fascinating about him losing the rear end of that race car and getting very loose right now is this is sort of a trend talking to a lot of drivers and teams at the ovals where these cars can change.
Give him one amigo, just one. We could all use an amigo.
Really good. They just sort of slid the left rear one time, and after that, he couldn't get the left rear grip up at all. It's just one of those things you have to be really careful of inside this next-gen car. It's overheating those rear tires at any point, Kim.
You see Chris Buescher running.
I remember Tuesday I got my COVID booster. I got to have it for the cruise. I hope I don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget.
I think my phone is set to remind me.
Points racing at all. They sit 22nd on the playoff grid. All race-winning strategies is the calls they're trying to make today because points racing is not in their game plan. So at this point, 37 laps, 25 to go. Stevie,
Points went out the window when he had to miss a race for COVID. So go win one, Buescher.
Well, much what DJ had mentioned about Cindric and Briscoe kind of applies to this car as well because, you know, we expect these guys to go 19 laps on fuel. That's about 5 laps away. The window will open. You can come to pit road, assuming you can make it to the finish as we see a little defensive move out of McDowell.
McDowell and Suarez.
So you can try to come really early, but they also have another set of tires. And I think that's going to really be the conversation. Not just when you pit under green, Rick, but if we do get that late yellow, do you think tires are important? I don't think the front 3 or 4 cars will pit, but someone will. Will it be someone
I
like
still
Chris
can't
Buescher?
believe
Will
one
he
less
will
thing
he be the
Austin
first car
Dillon
to come get fresh tires and try to attack later? But I can assure you, 24 laps is a long time around this racetrack. We have yet to see. There's going to be a turning point. We don't know what it's going to be. Whether it's
Talking about with 2 to go when Austin Dillon had the fresh tires.
When he was going through 3, it looked like he hit the fucking
That's
94
24 laps. This is a long race still to go here in stage.
And then it
3.
ended hilariously. Unfortunately, Denny Hamlin won because of it. But it still ended hilariously. You know what sucks about watching on the NBC app? See, we're on cable, but if we were on the app, we wouldn't be seeing this because when they go side by side on the app, it still shows full screen commercials. So can Northland Cable please get their shit sorted out? Because I'd be very upset right now if I was still on the app and not able to see what's going on here. You can go about 18 laps here on gas, and we're still at like 23 to go.
All good. We got this in the bag.
So in about 5 or 6 laps, some guys will start pitting.
Gotta do it.
If I'm Reddick, I'm going to pit as early as I can. Try to have a lap of fresher tires than Chase and make up that time.
I mean, that's probably all he's doing right now is just saving his shit.
The guys who pit early are in a good spot because if a caution comes out, then the guys who haven't pitted have to pit. And guess what? You get to stay out and get in front of them. So Chase, as the leader, is kind of vulnerable here. How long do you want to pit as soon as you think you can make it, or do you want to wait a while?
That's why he's hoping it just stays green.
Just stay green, keep it
He's
simple.
desperately hoping it stays green.
But you never know when a damn caution. A caution came out.
This is true.
Larson had a 2.5 second lead, and a caution came out as he was coming to the white flag yesterday. Just looking to see where AJ was. Hand. There's William Byron being an afterthought.
I like how Kurt and Kyle have their full names on the monitor.
Just in case you don't know which Bush drives what car.
Keselowski.
Krashelotsky used to be his nickname. Oh, I didn't even notice that 27 car was in the race today because they only run a couple a year. And they're running about where they usually run. Why's the Mexican driving the American flag car? Some boomer probably says. Oh, dude, last night when they showed this commercial, USA Network froze on Alexa Bliss. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with this. It's like, I'm good with this. Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss, you can just freeze frame that all day.
What better setting for the 150th Open than the old course at St. Andrews?
Hey, Liv Morgan won the women's title last night.
July 14th to the 17th on NBC,
well deserved.
USA and Peacock.
I guess.
Look at Bell getting off track.
There as we go high above this 4
I know, if somebody gets as over as she got, it's like, come on, you gotta give it to her at some point. It's like, even when Ryback, we don't like Ryback, but there's no denying that motherfucker got over. And I used to be like, why the fuck ain't, like, when he came back in 2014 during the Authority storyline, they buried his ass. I'm like, dude, people like Ryback now. What are you doing?
He's funny as fuck.
He's funny. Is that Brad or Busher? I think it was Brad. That was Brad. It was Brad. Look, if somebody gets over, just fucking go with it for a little while. Like, you'll fucking throw the belt on Jinder Mahal, who nobody ever cared about and ever will care about, but you won't put the belt on people who get over.
I still just,
second spot right now. The 26
I'll never forget Jinder Mahal becoming WWE.
I was like, good, because it's good for guys who don't get those chances, but why him? I was like, what the fuck? Like, we're always talking about, why don't you guys do this? And then you do it with somebody, you pick the wrong guy.
Sure did.
Oh, but he's international. Sami Zayn is Syrian. Put the fucking belt on him if we're going to put it on somebody.
Yeah, if you're going to use that logic, use it on somebody.
Yeah.
Right. A little bit coming out of turn one. The battle.
Kevin Nash talked about that in the shoot once. He says, WWE doesn't want you to know this, but he says, they like to dedicate so much time to minorities on their show. And he was like, oh, by the way, they love Seth Rollins because he's something, isn't he? Like, he's part, what the fuck is Rollins?
He's some kind of Hispanic because his real name is Colby Lopez.
Yes, and Nash was like, they were thrilled as fuck when they found out that he was that. 'Cause he said they didn't even know, and then they found out he was. And I'm like, dude, Nash would know. Nash would fucking know because he knows people there. He said they were happy as shit when they found out about Rollins.
Just the way he says that.
That's the way he is.
God.
I love Kevin Nash.
No, it's the way he says that just makes me think about how Vince could have reacted.
Oh my God, pal. I didn't know that, pal. What are you saying? He's part something? Meanwhile, Vince would never get over, bro. Americans only like Americans. Fuck off. Yeah, Mexicans can't get over. Explain Rey Mysterio.
We're seeing more competitive runs
from the beginning of his WCW.
Japanese guys can't get over, bro. They can't. Explain Nakamura. He's another one. Put the fucking belt on him.
Hey,
he's Japanese.
Back when I watched
yeah.
I
love Nakamura to death. Oh, but that's the only reason he's over. You better be careful because then WWE will just pick that one thing out and go, he's not really good. His music got him over.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with the way you word. And basically how
Truex is the first to pit. Boy, this is right on the fucking ability. You don't want to run out of gas on a 4-mile road course where you have to go uphill to get to the start-finish line. You run out of gas here, you're going to need to get towed back. Cedric. Move, Michael McDowell, a driver with a bright future is coming through. It's Austin Cindric.
Where they finally think they have to pit, Kim.
Hey, McDowell, I know you won an Xfinity race here before, but remember that one you should have won driving the 18 car and you fucking blew it and then you just started wrecking everybody?
Yeah, go back in time and fuck off. That's a damn good stop.
Dylan was able to get by Michael McDowell.
I've seen Gibbs cars get 9.8s this year, like Hamlin's crew.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's was sitting there.
Yeah. Kyle Busch's guys, too.
Fucking how?
With the single lug wheel, that's how they were able to shave some time off everybody's thoughts, but to get 9.8, it's like, god damn. Hey, we haven't had a wheel fall off today. There's still time for that, guys. I hope you're paying attention in the stream. A wheel is probably going to fall off, and then the internet's going to go crazy about how terrible single lug wheels are. So stay tuned, guys. It's not happened yet.
It's fine. We'll go to 2 lug.
And we're in the final pit stop sequence here. So
2 lug nuts next
He
year.
has been fighting and clawing, and he has worked himself back up to 16th. So Blaney doing a better job, really, than anybody else that's lost.
everybody's favorite event is going to happen here in this final pit sequence. Take your bets now. Will a wheel fly off of somebody's car and bring out a full course caution? They almost lost one at Sonoma. Larson lost a wheel at Sonoma running top 5.
That's the risk of Chase Elliott not pitting. Is if a caution comes out, he still has to pit. He's not quite there yet. He's the leader. He feels real good about it. You see Larson kind of the same way. Chastain, we're 21.
Don't you guys at my stream love my work schedule because now I don't have to miss Xfinity races?
Start heading up pit road. There you go.
I only had to miss like one since I got the job. And here's a bunch of cars coming to the pits. Busher, McDowell, Bell, Harvick, Allmendinger.
After all these guys pit
on the racetrack, they're going to be uncomfortable with caution. That's ill time right now, so it's going to get busy.
So if a caution comes out now, one of the cars that just pitted is going to be the leader, and all of them will go to the front. So if there's a caution before Elliott and whoever pits, so keep looking for a wheel to come off.
That would really fuck shit up.
Yeah, it would. Because Chase hasn't had to pass anybody today. He's had the lead the whole time except for when he's pitted. I know these cars are a little harder to pass with on a road course than the old car. So I just do whatever I can to stay as close to the front as possible. Yeah. More purple race cars. Kyle Busch had like a sparkly purple Yahoo truck he drove at Sonoma. Yeah, it was really nice.
Just not working as well as he wants to. You want to push that pedal about an inch and get a lot of friction. He's having to push it 2 or 3 inches to get that friction.
Cindric's going for his 3rd straight road course top 10. I'm not surprised because in Xfinity he was such a beast. He's going to get really good at this. He's still a rookie.
They still have their fresh tires on, so they're also making time on fresher tires. So there's tire fall off. They're going to pick up a second or two. You just don't want to make a mistake. The 18 of Kyle Busch, he got caught speeding on pit road. With 20 laps to go, going to be next to impossible to recover from a penalty. But new tires help. They're going to go faster around the racetrack. The concern for these guys, right? If we run green at the end, that could be close on fuel.
Reddick needs to beat Chase to pit road to have any chance. He's within a second. Remember when I said he needs to stay within a second? You look up, he's just at a second.
Chase Elliott in the first 2 stages.
So this could make or break the race right here. Get to pit road, Reddick. Oh, they're both pitting at the same time. Good on
Chase. He's going to speed on pit road.
Alan Gustafson and Chase didn't let Reddick beat him to pit road, so that's good. That, and if a caution comes out now, they'll be in the front. Larson followed him in too. Yeah. Chastain as well. All right, who's going to have the best pit stop? It's the money shot. I mean, the money stop. Speaking of money shot, I had a dream that I met Val Venus. What a random fucking dream I had. It was yesterday.
That's weird.
I meet a lot of famous people on the cruise, but I don't think Val Venus is ever going to be one of them.
We have a lot of you in the pro wrestling world.
Yeah, Val Venus. You don't know Val Venus?
He was basically...
What year?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Basically, Val Venus.
Look at this! Ah, Chase just barely beat him out. That was close, buddy. I was worried there for a second. Now look at them. They're already racing. They're not even up to speed. Reddick, you got to go after it, buddy.
Dump that motherfucker.
This is the, Reddick's thinking this is the race.
Dylan's here representing Reddit, cheering against Chase. He's got an Elliott shirt on and he's booing. Reddick, this is your chance.
You gotta do it, Reddick.
Just don't wreck him. You'll be ran off of the internet forever. What is Chase doing? Oh, shaking it now. Watch them both go in the corner and both their wheels fall off. Oh, boy. If Reddit's going to get this done, it's going to be on corner entry because Chase has been underdriving all day on entry because he's usually had a big lead. Look, Larson's not far behind.
Look at how tight they are. This could be the race for the win.
Fox right now would be showing anything but this. NBC is actually showing it. I know Stenhouse is technically the leader. This is the race for the lead. This is what's going to decide the win.
That was the 8 saying scan the 9. They're talking about a possible issue, and I can tell you Alan Gustafson has crawled off the top of the box to watch the replay of that stop. Chase might be worried there might be a loose wheel, but so far so good.
What did I say?
So far, so good. Look, if it ain't come off by now, it's not going to come off. I don't think.
Very difficult this year. The single lug, the hand in,
now
getting the wheels tight.
Yeah, I better push him now.
Backwards, which just changes the choreography, right?
That's why we
Keep the I swear, if they keep the camera on him and I see a wheel fall off, I'm going to fall on the floor. Yeah. That's what I was worried about, too. I'm like, is he trying to, like, see if it's just going to come off or what? Logano's got a pit there.
Exactly what's going on there, but you can see him in braking zones wiggling the car.
My goodness, we have drama.
He's doing that.
Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's like that Xfinity race at Daytona where Junior had like a 7-second lead. No, he might have a tire going down and then it didn't go down. Unfortunately, Logano didn't pit that lap, so now Chase and Reddick have to get past this douchebag.
Good for Larson.
And Logano hates Chase. But it's okay, the feeling's mutual. Logano playing the part of Ryan Newman, unless he just fucking moves out of the way. He might surprise you and move the fuck out of the way. I don't know. Am I confident that he will? No.
Hell no.
Catch him at a good spot.
I don't know if that's kind of a shallow line. Open up the door for Reddick to get a good run, but then Logano kind of fucked Reddick on corner exit, but not bad. They got through that pretty clean. So they got by Logano without a problem. Now the trouble for Chase is that Reddick's right on him here going to this corner at the bottom of the hill, and that's where shit happens. I hate this corner in the game anyway. It's a great corner for the race, though, because look how close they get together.
Both nailed it.
Don't spin that 9. Yeah, they pretty much nailed that perfectly. Don't wreck the 9. You'll be hated forever. You'll never hear the end of it. What's with everybody getting their first wins on road courses these days? Chastain, Suarez, and now Reddick's trying to do it. Chase got his first win on a road course, Watkins Glen.
That don't count.
Yeah. Juan Pablo Montoya got his first win on a road course.
That don't count.
Marcos Ambrose, Edge Allmendinger. That is like a modern NASCAR thing for guys to get their first win. Used to, it was always like Daytona, Talladega. You know, somebody get lucky. Now guys get first wins on road courses way more frequently than they used to. I mean, it was hard for anybody to get their first win when it was the fucking Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, Robbie Gordon show on road courses for like 7 or 8 years.
Is that Marcos Ambrose in that 9?
Well, if it is, if Ambrose was driving the 9, I'd know there's no chance that the 9's going to win. He'd choke it. I loved Ambrose, but he gave a lot of races away. Chase has had a lot of races taken from him of shit that's not his fault. Daytona road course last year. Charlotte road course last year. Oh, man. Reddick was drifting off that final corner. This really has just been a Formula One race disguised as a NASCAR race. Blaney in the pits. At least now a caution's not going to jack up the running order. But I don't think we're going to get a caution. And Chase Elliott's wheel is obviously not going to fall off. It would have fallen off by now.
Gap between the 9 and 8 still.
And they're both hitting the dirt.
Denny Hamlin right now out in front of Road America, but still has to come to pit road.
Hit him, Reddick.
He's going to have to.
Straightaway did that exit cost him that little speed. Looks like he's just fine here in the braking zone. He's going to have to beat it.
I worry about the braking zones. That's where Reddick can get it done. Oh, Chase missed the corner. He went wide. Opened the door for Reddick. Chase can get it back even if he loses it, but he went wide in one corner. Give Reddick plenty of room here.
Send him out. Send him off the track.
Now the 9's on the preferred lane, but the 8's
Reddick takes the lead. Just clears Chase. See, like I said, the braking zone. That word. Now Chase is going to try to hammer on the brakes into this corner. Reddick did a good job there.
Chase.
I told you nobody's better on the brakes than Chase, and now he's actually having to use them because he's got to get this lead back. Now the roles are reversed.
let that 8 car Reddick get comfortable out front.
I can't believe Reddick got the lead there.
Is that an example of a driver maybe looking in the mirror a little bit too much?
Maybe.
Missed that apex of that turn?
His rearview mirror has been nothing but the 8 car going into that corner for the previous couple of laps, so I see why he might have been looking behind him. God, Reddick smoked him through the fucking straightaway.
When he tried to get it, the car just wasn't grip. So looks like to me the 9 car is not as good, or the 8 car is a little better.
Oh, Reddick really wide there.
Reddick really missed the exit of that corner. It hurt him a little bit. I think he was about to drive away if that didn't happen. He might still drive away, but this gives Chase another chance. Man, I love road courses.
What we think the lead and the race win will be. Guys, one thing to note, if they run all the way to the finish, this will be the longest run on tires as well.
Reddick was trying to break the draft on Chase on the straightaway. It looked like he was going to pit road.
Down the straightaway, going offline.
And Dennis is on pit road. Don't get a penalty.
Denny Hamlin, hands on pit road as well.
Catch it live.
Harrison Burton, the only one still out in front of the duo of Reddick and Elliott.
Reddick wants to look in the mirror and see that 9 car get smaller and smaller so that he can relax and find himself.
I wonder what changed. Something's changed with Chase's car from a handling standpoint, but he'd still have the lead if he didn't miss the corner. But he was obviously not as quick as before because Reddick was right on him. Oh, my Lord.
Heck yeah, man, we're driving away. I need to calm down, settle down, not overrun the corner, not push the car, slide the tires.
Not really. Chase is losing ground to Reddick more than Larson's catching them.
That has not worked out yet, has not been able to get a win. Looked like at Bristol, he had that race won.
That was a good corner for Chase.
He's got to ignore all that and look out.
Look at NBC. Zooming that camera out so I can see what's going on.
Had the race at Bristol won and got ran over.
That's an understatement. I like Chase Briscoe, but I'd have punched him in the face for that one.
The interesting point is these guys battle so hard. We continue to talk about how these tires can be abused. What about Kyle Larson back there, one position behind him, right? Is he been able to drive a little straighter, a little calmer, not spinning those?
Now I'm kind of hoping for a caution.
16 laps. I mean, oh, short run. Okay, Rick, 16 laps is over 60 miles.
Yeah, 64 miles.
Yeah, this is a long racetrack. 16 laps is almost an entire fuel run, a gallon a lap. So there's a lot of racing left. And if you lose traction, Dale, right, you start sliding through these corners, you're going to lose times in big chunks down these long straightaways.
That and you're going to beat
the fuck is the 21 doing?
A long way to go with 16 laps. 15 to go.
He let him go. I was worried. What line is Harrison taking? That looked like a defensive line, but it was him pulling over and then letting him go.
Jeff, you're right. He's got to run his pace. It's comfortable for him, maximize speed. But he doesn't need to make those mistakes like we saw Chase make to give up the lead. Doesn't need to slide the rear tires or the front tires into the corner and cost himself lap time on the end of this run when he needs it.
Truex is sixth.
If Reddick gets to victory lane,
The Rick Allen said it. He said the thing. He said the word. Implications. People make fun of him because that's all he says.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That gets the big middle finger to Harvick.
Yeah, if Reddick wins, that knocks Harvick out of the playoffs for now. Harvick will be 24 below the cut line.
Bad for Austin Cindric, good for us.
Although, much as I would love to see Reddick win, I just want to see Chase win 2 in a row and piss off Reddick.
I know the feeling. But I gotta see my boy Reddick do it.
It'd be nice to see Reddick win.
I've been bummed out too many times, dude. I've been down on him.
Reddick deserves a win.
I've been so down on him.
He's the best driver in the Cup Series right now that hasn't won a race yet. What a shame he's stuck driving for RCR. That's like a step away from driving for Roush. Seth Franklin Rollins. I still would have put the money in the bank on him and not Theory. I ain't got nothing against Theory, but Rollins is a fucking heat magnet, and obviously they're going to do Cody versus Roman at some point.
Who's that dude that was with Randy Orton? The RK bro?
Riddle?
Not Riddle.
Oh my God,
Yeah. I don't really care for him either. He is good, works good. I just don't like him. He just doesn't click with me.
Because he's a massive pothead and that's his character.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't click with you.
Yeah.
He's funny. I'll give him that. He's funny on the mic, but
I think Theory's funny too. I'm not a Theory fan. I just can't get into it.
I can't stand Theory. I strongly.
And what the worst thing, I know he's a heel, right? So they're getting the right reaction because he's a heel. He's a good heel, but he's clearly like the WWE project. He's like their guy. He was like the Miz. He's in that category now. Like that's their dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why'd you pick him of all people? Not that he's bad or anything.
That's real racing.
Boomer's like, I don't know. I like it with less black people, is what they'd be saying right now.
3 hours.
Probably right. It would take me 3 hours. Show Gigi Dolan again. You don't understand how hot she is. Triple H is running shit again.
Mm-hmm. It's been an unbelievable season.
I'd like, yes. I don't know about the red and the blue, but I got the white covered.
You got the white covered. Fuck it, I'll go for the red and the
running
blue.
in
I don't
that
care.
8th position. We talked at the top of the broadcast. They made wholesale changes since Sonoma and things he's been gaining on. Braking better at this race.
Ah, that's something.
Grip a little better. That's where he's struggling though, just a little bit. The main thing he said all
So
day,
Junior wants to be a cup owner and he wants Truex as the driver.
I need a little bit more here. That's Martin Truex Jr.
Truex finishing his career driving for Junior would be appropriate.
It
But
would
the only
be. It would
thing I
just be
question
weird.
is
Jumped
like
out there
by
a
the
little
time
bit
Junior
too
gets
deep,
in
but
Cup, how old's
things have
Truex?
kind of settled in.
Well, Truex has one more year at Gibbs he's committed to.
But Junior's gonna get in that fast.
And every once in a
I
while,
don't think he's gonna be in.
Junior could be in right now if they would just buy the charter for $15 million. But it's kind of dumb to spend that much money.
Jeff mentioned the near misses for this 18.
But Junior wants to be a Cup owner now.
Fontana, you look at that earlier in the year, the Bristol
And Truex being the driver, I imagine Junior's probably like, if I'm going to start a Cup team, I want an experienced driver that I trust. And I don't think he trusts anybody more than he trusts Truex. That's his buddy. Yeah, the last lap of the Bristol Dirt Race. Reddick's going to win. Oh, whoops. Thanks, Briscoe. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where's Kyle? Where's Kyle? Well, there goes Kyle Busch. Checker flag. Kyle Busch wins.
You know what? You know what Kyle said after that race? I feel like being intimidated. I feel like hell after that one.
I'm getting booed and I didn't do anything.
That's the key. Rick, earlier you mentioned 2 road course races this year, right? First-time winners in both. It was also the first win for the crew chief as well. They could make it a trifecta.
13 at most places. Like, yeah, there's not a lot left. 13 at Road America's a lot. So
You mentioned moments ago, Tyler Reddick is an aggressive.
always busting boomer balls. You know me, Michael.
We're seeing that out of him every single lap. It looks like he's trying.
Greatest generation, my ass. Tom Brokaw's a punk.
I think you have to stick with your personality. When you change who you are, you don't get the results you
Shut up,
need.
Chip, or I'll go ape shit on your ass.
Not only that, we're not real sure what's going to happen on this
I'm
track.
10 years old, but I'll beat your ass.
You mentioned it, Junior. Chase Elliott's been able to be a little bit quicker. So
Chase is faster than Reddick right now.
He's got to push and maximize to keep Chase.
All Chase needs to do is stay that close.
Yeah, just moments ago, Junior, you mentioned it was a second and a half that separated these two. Well, now it's down to a second.
Chase is faster than Reddick again.
Close that gap.
Although that was a bad corner there. He kind of got squirrely.
13 laps to go in this race.
And I know, Jeff, you don't want that 8-car Reddick to look in the mirror, but they got these new mirrors now.
Well, it's,
And they can't stop.
you have a camera in your car. By the way, I know they have rearview mirrors. They have a dash cam now in the cars, which is really cool. You can see behind you through a camera, which is great.
Closer and closer.
New cameras, you
It's
can't
human
not
nature.
look behind.
I know. Dude, they're fucking huge, and they're right there where you can just glance down and see that Chase is coming.
You can't not.
The guy who's won, what, did they say 6 of the last whatever? Yeah. And he finishes second in the ones he doesn't win. Yeah.
Chase Elliott, listen, there's a long way to go in this race. Keep it going and chip
Chase on road courses now was like Junior at Daytona and Talladega.
in the car. What is Alan trying to tell Chase, Steve?
Longevity, right? Save tires, don't.
And yeah, Chase is better at managing his stuff. Reddick has shown in the past he's not quite there yet when it comes to managing tires and
Yeah, looking at the bigger picture.
yeah.
Right-hander 14. What I really want everybody to watch
Is it raining? Oh wait, we'll race in the rain.
turn through that right-hander.
Lightning clock. Road America doesn't have lots.
You can almost see the tire tracks that are being left. The last 2 laps, the 8 is definitely more sideways than the 9. That's using that rear tires up, sliding a little bit. The 9 looks a lot more in control and straighter. So down here into the braking zone, as he turns right, really focus on the back of these cars.
For what younger guys that haven't won yet have a tendency to beat themselves.
Tires. So the 8 first, he's been pretty sideways this time.
I'm more interested on if Kyle
A
Busch is
little
gonna
bit
go
sideways,
that
but
time.
much more in control.
That's a good
It's
question.
the same, but every lap through there I've been watching, and the 9 consistent.
Chase was like this too. Everybody goes through that, and Chase didn't really beat himself that much. He had a lot of shitty luck, but guys like Reddick beat themselves a lot.
After the carousel,
Chase is to that point in his career where when he's in position to win, he's probably going to win.
he's running a little bit.
You're confident that he's not going to throw it away.
Right on cue, Randall Burnett told Tyler Reddick, listen, focus on your exits. Don't burn up your tires. The 9 is catching us.
Man, that 9-car push.
That's such a bad corner for Chase. He goes wide through there a lot.
Into the braking zone with 5, he's getting
He's good everywhere else, but that's what cost him the lead is that corner back there.
apex a little bit. Look at the time now. 1.2, 1.1, lost a couple tenths there.
12 laps to go for Reddick, looking for his.
You better go
first
side by
F1
side,
Cup Series.
NBC, USA, whatever. Yeah, they are.
NASCAR NBC on USA.
NASCAR 3M Mom Van Series coming soon.
NASCAR NBC USA on Peacock. I'd like to see Joey at Advanced Auto Parts one time.
Ask him why he's going bald in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Poor bastard, can't relate. Although I'm not 30 yet. couple more years.
I'd ask him for his autograph and then turn around and tell the next person, be like, hey, I got that first gay NASCAR driver's autograph, dude. What you think?
Say it right in front of him.
Have it on record so Joey will spaz and say some stupid shit.
Oh, frick, guys. See, look, everywhere else on the track, Chase gains, but they get to that one corner and he's just lost. I'm confident in you, Chase. You got this. Dude will beat himself. Either way, I'm happy for Reddick if he does win, but I just feel like Reddick's going to beat himself. Until proven otherwise, I can't trust him. That's why I've bet on Reddick to win before and come close to winning money on it. Like, I think Phoenix this year, I picked him and he finished third or second. I think he finished third. And Chastain was second and Briscoe won. But I don't really like to bet on guys like Reddick until they show me consistently that, hey, they can do this.
Like Ross the Boss.
Ross has gotten to that point where I'm like betting on him all the time. I bet on him today. Hell, he's running fourth. But if you didn't bet on Chase Elliott or Kyle Larson today, you were probably wasting your time. But Michael, 4 Chevrolets, 5 of the top 6. I think you're going to make some money today. Briscoe's race was over after stage 1 when they stayed out to win stage 1. I called that when it happened.
Yeah, because he ain't been. I think he got back to 10th at
Yeah.
that point.
That was good for Chase. Look how good he was that time. Chase going to win.
It's closing. Chase Elliott continues to reel in the aid of Reddick. Both of them with very impressive turns 5 and 6 there.
Chase has been really smooth. Reddick's pushing hard. Reddick will have some great corners. Then Chase will just close the gap by being cautious and careful. Not seeing a lot of mistakes out of the 9 car on corner exits or anything like that, but the 8 car just seems to have more speed. And it's going to matter on the back end. These cars, one of them's going to fall off. One of them's going to struggle in the long run.
You just hold on him, Junior.
Not sure which one.
Harvick in the top 10.
What he's done the past 5 years.
Oh, that's the first time I've really seen
Nah, the past 2.5.
They're driving away from Larson, as you saw in the back of the
If you don't get caught up in the wreck, he's going
AJ's 11th. Allmendinger's going to sneak another road course top 10.
And have as much speed. We talked about 14 corners, curbs that are different on every single corner. You can use some curbs, can't use
Larson
some
over
others.
almost 8 seconds behind.
Yeah, don't overdrive it. Focus on exits. Well, that's easier said than done.
Look how smooth Chase is on the exit, and Reddick's a little wide here and there.
This is the perfect opportunity as fans for
Chase gets in trouble on corner entry. Reddick's overdriving the exit to get back in the gas.
Say, well, how can you tell?
That's why they just keep coaching him. Don't overdrive it.
Right here, we're seeing 2 of the best go up against each other. The pressure is the highest on these 2 looking to win this race, and they are not making mistakes. Not a mistake. Not just a misstep at all. These 2 are putting together perfect.
Rick Allen's going to jinx it.
I think that's a great point, Rick. This shows how good these guys are, the most elite stock car drivers in the country. Not many could be put in this position and be perfect. And that's what it's going to take for one of these guys to make it to the end first.
Trying to do it for the first
I feel like I'm watching a helicopter cam from a cop chase or something with this view.
Yeah, I know, right?
Chase closes in again. The braking zone of 5.
I like that show where they would show the people running from the police, and they got that guy announcing over it. Remember on the Family Guy Star Wars special, they do that when they're flying through the asteroid field. And astonishingly, the criminal takes a left right through an asteroid field.
In these final 10 laps, I mean, this could be his entire season right here. He is 10 laps away.
Look, Leia, we got like 4 of the main characters on the ship. I think we'll be fine.
Because there's no doubt, in my opinion, I don't know if you agree, Jeff.
Luke, your uncle told me to not tell you that your father is Darth Vader. Oh, Aunt Beru, one day I'm going to go join the rebellion and fight the Empire myself over my burnt carcass.
It's a special thing to win a race. So this means as much to Chase Elliott personally it does to Tyler Reddick personally. Now it's bigger implication for the overall sport. For those drivers individually, winning is winning no matter what the situation.
AJ Allmendinger, top 10. He passed Harvick for 10th.
Right there.
Michael McDowell, still top 10.
Reddick drives away a little
Busher,
bit.
5th.
That 9 car will close the gap in some of the braking zones. It's just kind of accordions as far as this lead.
Yeah.
AJ 10th. Fuck you, Harvey.
As we look at it.
Like George Lucas said, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Good feedback, pulling back away. I was looking down.
We're hitting single-digit laps, though. We're coming to 9 to go.
Winner at Sonoma running 6. Busher ran 2nd. He's 5th. We're starting, back-to-back road courses, or at least the last 2 road courses. Some of the same players are kind of cycling at least good runs, right? They're not up here battling for the win yet, but they're backing up those good runs at Sonoma.
There's the distance between 1 and 2. Tyler Reddick running in front of Chase Elliott.
He sure wasn't when we were there a couple of years ago, but he kept spinning out when he was driving the 41.
They were one of the teams that was paying attention to that battle between Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott, and they came on the radio chat saying that those guys had to have worn out some of their tires, so for us, we're not out of this.
Ross is amazed that Reddick and Elliott haven't completely fallen off a cliff.
This track is so easy to make mistakes.
But if a caution comes out, I think you're pitting because tires just mean that much. So
They are there to pounce on it. Ross Chastain running currently in that 4th position.
It's going to be absolutely amazing when the leaders take
Chase
each
Elliott
other out.
really good in through turn 5. And the 8 of Reddick trying to pull away, but still.
this is Kamikaze's worst nightmare. He hates Reddick and Chase because he's a dumbass.
There's 6.
Oh my God, talented race car drivers. Go Casey Mearswall.
We're going to go back to the left and through the carousel. I think the 8 has been better through the carousel. He runs a little tighter line around.
Boy, if Cindric was 3rd, this would really be his nightmare.
Have a better run than the backstretch.
Bet on a single-digit number.
That's another good prompt bet. Michael, why don't you start betting on single-digit numbers? The top 4 cars have single-digit numbers. 3 of them have odd numbers. Bet on odd numbers, single-digit cars, and the Chevy bet. You could be making a killing right now.
If you bet on Chevy, you might as well bet on an odd number.
Yeah.
It's going to be Chase, Larson, Ross, or Suarez, probably.
Yeah. Don't forget Austin Dillon.
Oh, God.
3 is an odd
you got
number.
Ricky, too.
Yeah, 47. Ricky almost won Dover.
Oh, Chase got sideways.
Good corner for him, though. He still carried speed through there. Come on, Chase. Chase, use the force. I wish he had that paintball cheat code from NASCAR 98. You ever see video of that? There's a cheat code in NASCAR 98 on the PS1 where you could shoot paintballs out of the front of your car and it would make the car in front of you just spin like a top if you hit them with it. The best thing to do was to go backwards around the track, turn cautions off, go backwards. As the field comes by, to start shooting paintballs and watching the whole fucking field just die. I need to get NASCAR 98. I got 99, but there's no paintball cheat code in that one. I did see a glitch that will make you go like IndyCar speeds in NASCAR 04. A guy like glitched his way out of the track and went out of bounds, and then he came back in. And it's not just you, the whole field does it. They run like 30-second laps at Homestead back then. They were running like 24-second laps, and it was like an IndyCar race. And the AI's doing it too. It's just you can make the race so much faster. He was like, before you try this glitch, turn autosave off so your best lap times aren't all fucked up on the leaderboard.
Catching up to the Kyle Busch boy.
Busch will let him go. You can say a lot of things about him, but he'll get the fuck out of the way.
I'm
When Kyle goes into fuck it mode, he shuts down and just stops giving a shit, so he'll let him go.
And then he's just going to whine, complain, and bitch if somebody tries to interview him.
My God, Maurice, can we freeze frame? Can USA freeze on her, please? She's getting hotter with age. She's aging immaculately.
I was always a sucker for Lana.
Lana's hot too, but Maurice is just like classy.
We think about Austin Dillon's wife, girlfriend.
That's that fucking plastic doll he married. I don't know.
Under 8 laps to go. The jockey
What do you guys think of Austin Dillon's plastic doll wife?
America still out front. Tyler Reddick has almost a 1-second lead over Chase Elliott.
Oh, come on, Chase.
Good question. Do you know the last driver that scored their first career win in the number 8? You know who that was?
Ricky Rudd. Jr. maybe?
Texas 2000, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
There you go. Pretty cool stuff. And Randall,
The last driver to get their first career win in the 8 car was Dale Jr.
Series as well. Told his driver Tyler Reddick a moment ago, do not.
Dale Jr. won a lot in the 8 car.
I do not want you looking at that mirror. Look at
In Xfinity and Cup, Jr. won a lot of races in the 8 car.
Here in the 8 pit, under 30 miles.
He also won a lot in the 3 car in 81 and 88.
In the playoffs.
Almost won in his number 5. He had a number 5 car that he owned in Xfinity, and he almost won Atlanta with it one time.
What you really try to do is make sure
He finished third in the 5, and McMurray driving the 88 won on fuel mileage in the Xfinity Series one time. So,
you know, how can I help but not distract? And that could be a very
I've got one of the 81 cars.
So much data on how they're driving, what they're driving. You're scanning.
Oh, we got a car. Well, it's Bubba. He stopped. He's off track. That's not going to be a caution. He made it to the infield.
That's in the turn 5 area.
So Bubba's car broke again.
Turn went into that area.
Yeah, so
What a fucking nightmare of a race he had.
That's where these guys are coming right now.
Go home.
Turn 5.
Got to go home, Bubba.
Straight into those tires and get out of the way. So
Bubba will be a threat to win next week because it's Atlanta.
It's kind of the same time, but with 7 to go,
You got to come watch New Atlanta. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe a little bit short on fuel.
If you can just forget, if you forget that the old Atlanta exists for just 3 hours, it's great. It's highly entertaining.
I talked to Alan Gustafson on NASCAR America Motor Mouse this week, and I asked about fuel, and he almost turned a little peaked and said, "I don't want to think about it. These cells are new."
Yeah, remember, these guys just barely pitted where you can make it, and we're not getting any cautions. And the guys that are slower are getting better mileage, so... So yeah, we got another headache to think about here, possible fuel mileage. They've already run 12 laps, and they got to run 7 more.
That's a key player to pay attention to, because if Tyler
Yeah, this could be a problem. They're fast, too. Like I said, the faster cars burn more gas.
in the playoff situation, it was between
Yeah, Blaney's good.
10 Almirola. Now that actually would
They should be okay. But if there's overtimes or something, you've got to just pit. You've got to give up and pit.
Christopher Bell back there just inside the top 20.
Just hope you don't run out.
You mentioned Harvick having a good day today. He started 28th. Has worked himself.
Harvick's having a good day, but if Reddick wins, it's for nothing.
Another guy wins isn't good enough. You're going to have to potentially have great days to get in this playoffs.
We've seen Chase Elliott close the gap to as little as 0.6 of a second. That was after turn 5 and 6, where Chase Elliott's been very good, has closed the gap, as now they have just 6 laps to go here at Road America.
Remember yesterday's Xfinity Series race, this kind of same thing happened. And as the leaders pushed out there, it was Cole Custer that had brake failure into turn.
This is awfully dramatic. Yeah, he's saving. Truex is saving. Harvick's back in the top 10 because Truex backed way down. Chase got obliterated off of that corner from the looks of it.
In front of him here on the front stretch with 6 to go, said alternator off. That'll give the car a little bit.
Now they're telling Chase how to save gas. This is a legitimate headache. When they pitted, I was like, that's kind of early. But you couldn't stay out too long. And Chase blew that corner. That's the same damn corner he's missed like 3 times.
Didn't do well with Apex on that corner, so it doesn't really change the lead too much. But you can see as it's getting closer to the end,
They're going to fucking run out of gas.
the anxiety ramps up a little bit. The heartbeat starts.
You're worried about catching the guy, and you're also worried, what if my car just cuts off on this 4-mile road course and I get stuck?
Pushing you. Chase Elliott is pushing to try to catch Reddick. Tires are worn out. Brakes are worn out. Brakes are hot. The car doesn't drive as good as it did early in the race, but you got to get more out of it somehow. And as a driver, that's how it's.
This is a lot more dramatic than I thought it might be. About an hour ago. You give me 10 if a Chevy wins? Well, this fuel mileage changes things. Buscher's 5th and Cindric's 7th. Michael McDowell's 8th. Hopefully just everybody up front makes it. That was a good lap for Reddick.
Junior, what did
so
you
far.
See in Tyler Reddick? You hired him. He was a champion for you in the Xfinity Series. What was it about this young man that you saw that you wanted him driving for you?
Just a ton of raw talent.
Yeah, Reddick's another Dale Jr. project. Really stolen from Brad Keselowski because I think Reddick didn't. Am I crazy, or did Reddick drive a truck for Brad, or was that just Cindric and Blaney and him? Oh, no, okay. I don't think Reddick drove that Brad truck. So I'm trying to remember where the fuck Reddick came from, but I'm pretty sure it's a Dale Jr. project. Much like Josh Berry, but younger. 5 laps.
He had a great experience at Junior Motorsports, but I've got to give RCR a lot of credit. They took this kid and made him even better. Running him a year.
RCR hasn't made anybody better since 1984.
It's helped make their company better having a driver of this talent on board.
They just said Tyler Reddick.
You asked what's it like to be a crew chief.
He does, but I mean, it's hard to improve shit.
What the fuck? This is back for 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Meanwhile, speaking of RCR,
Yeah, there's the other RCR car. Woo!
Blaney was almost off right here. Well, I'll call it off. That wasn't almost. That was off. You know, this could create that yellow. Sitting on top of the pit box, you always have to be asking yourself, what if? What if the yellow comes out? What do I need to do? The other thing I'll tell you, Rick, is it's absolute agony in these closing laps, and there's no more agony you would rather have.
Reddick's going to run out of gas. It's going to be the next heartbreaking way he loses. Yeah, he really had a good last 2 laps.
And Steve,
I don't think it's quite 2 seconds, but...
do we see these guys?
Oh, now it's 14. Look out. The ticker's broken. About a second and a half, give or take. A little less.
Somebody, I think, would drag most to pit road. You know, tires haven't mattered a whole lot, but that's when they were 4 or 5 laps different. These cars right here have 15-lap tires on it, 4 miles around here, long straightaways. We saw Austin Cindric win an Xfinity race from like 22nd on a green-white checker. So this is a track that you have to really pay attention to.
Jeff, we talked about Harvick as we watch this battle for the lead, sort of lengthen out a little bit as Elliott seems to be falling off. We talk about Harvick having a great day. AJ Allmendinger's been able to battle back. The gals hung around that top 10 like we expect from him. Busher again with another great day.
Ryan Blaney, he's fought back. He stayed.
Where's my 8-wide racing?
Thought that was really going to hurt him. He's fought back.
What lap do I think Reddick will run? He'll run out coming out of the next to last corner right before you have to go up the hill. And then he'll just go Marcus Ambrose style.
It's really going to suck when somebody runs out
Joe
going
Gibbs
up the
Racing,
hill and
where they are on the road course. They have such good road course drivers, and they just have not been able to find a way to be in the battle. Mark Truex Jr., how long ago was it? There he is. You know,
without fuel mileage now, I think Reddick's got it won. We'll see.
Parker.
Yeah, Jay,
unless Chase Briscoe kills himself first.
What the fuck?
Right in front of Austin Dillon.
What in the hell, Briscoe?
Losing the brakes.
I bet on you today, you worthless hack. No, I'm just kidding. He's not a worthless hack. They just threw his chance at anything in this race away on a stupid strategy decision. Ooh! He's intimidating the intimidator. Get him, Briscoe. You need a caution. Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing a caution, to be honest with you. Oh!
I won't read it to win, but I kind of want to.
Now look at Austin Dillon blocking like a motherfucker. I'd be blocking too. You already run into me once. You bastard. Don't let the intimidator get him. If I'm Austin Dillon, I'm going to accidentally on purpose miss the apex of this corner and run that 14 car the hell out of my way.
Dillon on the inside as they go through one.
Oh, he did miss the apex, but hell, the 14 went so wide he was never going to touch him. He didn't mean to miss the apex, but he did. Briscoe has a habit of wrecking people in these situations, so stay tuned. Oh, I think he tried. Don't take out Custer. He's having a decent day.
Coming into turn 5.
Custer's like, hey, can I...
If Tyler Reddick could see this battle, he would be begging his teammate not to get the caution.
Austin Dillon completely shit the bed on that corner. He intimidated the intimidator.
Yeah, he's going to work himself back in.
I saw that coming, but I didn't want to say for sure. I'm like, there's no way Austin Dillon's about to make this corner. He didn't.
What's crazy about that, though, in last year's car, he'd have been in the sand trap or in the fence. This car, with the braking package and the tires and everything, just slows it down, gets stopped, rejoins the race, loses a few spots, but he's racing.
Actually slides the rear tires.
Reddick leads 2 seconds.
Slide a rear tire in the cars we drove.
You think Reddick's going to pull a Harvick from Watkins Glen 2015 and run out in the next to last corner? You like when Harvick ran out in that race and Logano went by him, Harvick still tried to wreck Joey, but he didn't have enough speed because he was out of gas, so he hit Joey and nothing happened. Classic Harvick. If I can't win, you can't.
Watching this great battle, Reddick's still 2.5 out on.
That's what I remember that day. I was like, Harvick hit him. I was like, oh, he's too goddamn slow. He's out of gas.
Make sure to show you a lot more of the tight racing. There's the distance between 1 and 2 right now.
God damn it, Chase, we threw this one away.
Get separated by 2.6 seconds. Reddick coming up on a little bit of the slower lap traffic. Larson 17 seconds back in third. Chastain, as we heard from Kim earlier, a good run for Chastain and Suarez.
This corner right here single-handedly cost Chase Elliott any shot to win this race.
For RFK, Cindric in 7th, McDowell 8th, Allmendinger in 9th, and Kevin Harvick in 10th. We mentioned if this continues the way it's running now, Tyler Reddick, if he gets the win, that will push Harvick out of the playoff window. He will not be in that 16th spot. It will push him to 7th.
Some washed-up boomer's going to be below the cut line if this stays the way it is.
First-time winners already in 2022. Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Bryce Chastain, Daniel Suarez. Those two, the last two, got their first win.
It's 2011 all over again for the first-time winners.
The 5th first-time winner in 2022. That would
I said we would have at least 6 this year. I said you can go back to my stream of the Daytona 500. I said we'd have at least 6 first-time winners.
The second year NASCAR was formed. That's why there were so many first-time winners before.
And think of what Tyler Reddick did. He came here, he ran the Xfinity Series race, ran extra laps, put an effort in as a driver to get more comfortable in this race.
Yeah, Reddick was in the race yesterday. He got wrecked by Noah in that clusterfuck.
Helping him be aggressive at the end of this race.
Yeah, the other thing about Tyler Reddick, when I think about Tyler Reddick and what makes him so good is when he won those championships in the Xfinity Series at home.
2 to go.
He put that thing on the wall and didn't care. And other drivers weren't willing to do
Chase
that.
is not even in the same zip code as Reddick now.
And he's had to learn, Junior, how to be able to do that for an entire Cup race without being in wrecks, without getting himself in trouble. But he's willing to get out there in some places other people won't. And now he's gotten really dangerous and going to be hard to guard for the rest of his career because he's comfortable.
Frankly, do you think he's going to run out? I'm not sure.
How to manage it. That's going to make him very dangerous moving into the future.
His laps continue to be impressive.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it.
So it's going to sneak up. It's like a jump scare. It's a jump scare. If he runs out now, it's going to startle us all.
Fuel calculations. I mean, you're going to see. I mean, looking at that time, just every corner, focus on drive on.
He looks like he's worried. Crew chief there.
You can't drive at this point, but you're questioning basically everything. Everything you've calculated, all the decisions you've made. They don't question Tyler Reddick. That's the one thing I don't think they question. They know their driver can do it. You just know the white flag, Marty. You'd love to see that white flag. That way you know you're not going into overtime.
You could just feel the tension down here in the 8th pit. You saw Randall Burnett on the pit box alone.
Got over a 4-second lead now.
And he keeps giving him updates on how far back the 9 is. And he radioed to him a moment ago on Channel 2. He said, Randall, I'm doing everything I can, bud. I promise you. You know these guys are under the pressure to get this first win.
And Marty mentioned Derek Nealon, the spotter. Derek Nealon is one of the...
We didn't have a single caution today except for stages.
Drivers. Gives a ton of information. He pushes them.
Uh-oh. Is he going to make it to the pits?
Part of the success of Tyler Reddick.
I think Austin Dillon should be... Oh, no, that's only going through turn 2. Look out.
Yeah, the 8-car Reddick's trying to get to this white flag before anything happens. Any kind of car any debris comes
I dare you. Nah, they'll let it go.
He's got 3 or 4 spotters around this racetrack.
Got a few more corners before he can get to the white flag.
All those guys doing a great job.
Does not want a caution to come out.
I think Austin, since Austin's his teammate, he's going straight to the garage.
Now there's 0 excuses for the Brad.
Yeah.
Track access area, which is...
I think they told Austin, hey, fucker, your teammate's leading. Get off the track.
Here it comes.
White flag for Tyler Reddick. Who's going to run out of gas, if anyone?
One more time around for Tyler Reddick.
If anyone's going to run out of
Great
gas.
information from his team about the lead, about how he can just take it easy here. Look at him, not using all of the curve there on corner exit, just a smooth entry and exit. No problems.
It's a waiting game now.
Children's Racing 1. Such an iconic team owner in this sport.
If you see him start going, and you know it.
They've been around forever, and they need a win. They put so much into developing the next-gen car with NASCAR, being a big part of that, trying to help this sport move forward.
RCR's going to win a race. Why am I secretly hoping he runs out, even though I love Tyler Reddick?
An opportunity for them to make some more noise deep into the playoffs with this driver.
It was 1950.
You rack discipline.
Last season that there were 5 first-time winners through 18 races. And again, 1950
Oh, no.
was the second year of
The 8 car's upside down.
So
I'm
that's
kidding.
why there were so many first-time winners. It has been 7 decades since we have seen something like this, and we are seeing an incredible rise of talent in the Cup Series. And now it's Tyler Reddick's turn. If he can hang on just a few more turns here at Road America, an emotional young man as he goes through the kink. And this
Emotional young man with a really hot girlfriend. That's taller than him because Tyler Reddick's like 4'9".
At just 26 years old,
I'm surprised he can reach the pedals in the bottom of the car.
the very next year went to RCR.
I hope I don't know how Reddick can see over the steering wheel.
Moved him up to the Cup Series.
He's gonna make it.
He's been battling with
He's got to go up this hill first.
to be the top car. With that
There's no debate on who the top car is. And Michael just sent me $10 before the race even ended.
13 different winners
Yeah,
in
thank you, Michael.
2022 through 18
Tyler Reddick up the hill. First career win.
his first ever Cup Series race.
Tyler Reddick, finally. Well deserved. My dad texted me an hour ago, said, Chase got this. That Reddick's burning his stuff up. I said, I don't know. I'm worried now. I said, I was worried about both of them, but.
Look at the tire tracks now.
Kyle Larson third, 100 years later. And sometime after the next bicentennial, Daniel Suarez will cross the line in 5th. There he is. Well, that was a quick 100 years.
For Tyler Reddick.
Shout out to Red Lobster. Skippy Linguini.
That's RC right there. Richard Childress getting on the radio. You saw Chase Elliott come by.
Austin Dillon, you had the chance to make this a lot of fun. And because your little pissy foot teammates leading you, pull off track.
So many times this
Good for Reddick.
has been the youngest.
9 straight wins on the Chevy prop bet, Michael.
When it was the World
9 straight.
that he was running in. He was the youngest to win in a feature event.
An 8-car won on the road course. Dale Jr.'s like, how is this possible?
After 5 second-place finishes for Tyler Reddick, he gets his first ever Cup
Remember
Series
Casey
win.
Kane? I think Casey Kane must have finished second 6 times before his first win. I think Chase did the same.
Second place Chase.
Yeah. I wish I still liked RCR as much as I used to.
It was here in turn 5.
Then I'd really celebrate this.
If they get rid of the dickheads in the 3 and the 42, it'd be a lot better.
You get rid of the dickhead and the 3 and the car owner.
We'll see what the fans will do here as the car begins to roll a little bit for Tyler.
He's taking his foot, shoving it in gear.
He climbs up to celebrate win number 1 for Tyler.
You did it. You did the thing. There's Keselowski. See, he did drive for Brad. I didn't misremember that. Because why else will Brad stop there?
For a couple of years.
Yeah, he did. So I thought I knew it was Hemrick, Blaney, and Cindric. And I was like, did Reddick drive for Brad in the Truck Series? And I was like, did he? He did. So I remembered, and then I misremembered. And then Brad reminded me just now. So yeah, he was a Brad Keselowski racing guy.
Now there's Marty.
The 2-time NASCAR Xfinity Series champion is now a Cup Series winner. So cool to see all these drivers coming by to congratulate him. Brad Keselowski, who used to be his boss. What were you thinking as you were racing Chase Elliott there for the lead and eventually what wound up being the win?
Well, I definitely knew he was fast, but we could stay with him on the long run, which told me if we
Had a good pit stop to stay with him too.
Sequence, we would be close or get around him. We'd have a great shot. Didn't quite get around him. We were within reach, and thankfully just waited for the right opportunity. Was able to take advantage of it in turn 6, and I thought he was going to run me back down. I started to make some mistakes, started to take care of the brakes. I realized I didn't need to, and yeah, very good shape there. What a day.
I want to know the significance for you personally. We talked earlier this week. You said we've got to put together the last 10% of a race.
Harvick out of the playoffs.
You sense the playoff pressure, knowing that, hey, our season's on the line here, we got to get it done today?
We had to, and what better place than Road America? I love the fans. I love.
Hey, NASCAR, let's race here again next year. Don't get rid of Road America.
Weekend is just so special, and just huge shout out to 3G and the special.
Can we please come back here next year?
Love them coming on board.
Because they want to do that street race in Chicago, and they're trying to figure out what to take away. Get rid of Kansas. Take a Kansas race away. We can just race at Kansas once next year.
Yeah.
Don't take away Road America.
For a very long time, and he's always believed in me. Everyone on this team at Richard Childress Racing has believed in me, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. But man, this year's been one mistake away from greatness all year long, and we finally did it today.
Knowing the significance of this moment, what's the party going to be like tonight?
I don't know. My neighbor Antonio, shout out to my neighbor Antonio. He's got the family and everything over at his house. I feel like we're going to go crash the party.
There you go. So in front of the Turn 5 fans,
business is booming.
America, Tyler Reddick is a Cup Series winner. The fans love it.
Antonio, you better be ready, because it's going to be big.
That's what she said.
What a huge moment for this young man. And now it's been 5 drivers.
I hate it was at Chase's expense, but Tyler Reddick's awesome.
He checked a big box today, and that was be in a situation with a lot of pressure and make no mistakes. It's something that
3 first-time winners on road courses. That is so odd to me.
And he went up against one of the best today. And passed that test. I mean, that will do so much for him going forward. He will go into the
and we still have the Indy Road Course, Watkins Glen, and Charlotte.
It's a popular win in this garage area because of the respect that his peers have for him.
Remind me again why the dumbass from North Dakota doesn't like Tyler Reddick. Is he just allergic to cheering for talented drivers or something?
That's it. They know this guy.
Did they put something in the water in North Dakota to make everybody up there just a complete fucking moron? Is there just nothing else to do but be a dumbass up there? Because there's nothing there. Not a racetrack up there worth a damn.
He's a champ. He's the guy. If you're going to be the guy at a road course, I'm not sure there was a bigger name or a bigger star that Reddick wanted to beat. He did it today. That smile, I don't think it's going to come off in the next few weeks. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick and Randall Burnett.
Yeah, spectacular race for Tyler Reddick.
In the words of Anakin, yippee!
Flag moment brought to you by
Well, I'm going to end the stream there. We heard Reddick's interview. I got 2 days off, and I'm tired, and I'm done talking. So I talked to you guys enough yesterday. Good night. Thank you for the money. Atlanta next week. I can win big money at Atlanta. You can bet on a long shot at Atlanta now and steal some money.
Eric Jones and
he was in the top 5 this year at Atlanta.
Another first-timer.